stuck inside of these walls with you. I don't recognize who I've turned into. I'm losing hope in getting myself back. Everything around me is starting to turn black. Don't tell me you're hurt again. Tell me how wrong I am. Tell me how it's all my fault. Yeah, I've met my match again, starting from scratch again. Where is the pleasure in all this pain? Don't you lie to me. Say it's all okay when it feels like I'm drowning. I hate to say goodbye, but it's time to go. All I need is someone I've never felt more divided than now. Every word that leaves your lips never means how it sounds. You've conquered the best of me, could have just set me free. Games that you play are just second hand. And now I'm beside myself, no one your fucking hell. Let me just go, let me just go. And don't you lie to me. Say it's all okay when it feels like I'm drowning. I hate to say goodbye, but it's time to go. All I need is someone else.
All right, welcome back to Titans of Tier 3 League Week 7. Today we have a very electric match between Event Horizon and Life's a Game Esports. This is going to be a very exciting match today. I'm here with XPJ1, and we are both excited for today's match.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here. We got ourselves a little bit of a banger on our hands, and we've got certainly some fun names to look out for, some very explosive plays coming out from these two rosters. And, as we get towards the end of the season, you're going to start to see teams get their final footing. It's not about getting adjusted anymore. It's the final stage of the season. So I can't wait to see what they're bringing out today.
That's absolutely right. Playoffs are just around the corner, and every team is trying to bring their very best to the game. And we're going to see today who out of these two teams can bring their most electric performances to this match. Today we're going to be starting off on Lotus, Event Horizon's pick. No stranger to that team. They have picked it, I believe, every single match that they've played so far in this league. So, very strong map for them. It very much pertains to their play style, where they like to do a lot of very fast rotates very aggressively, both on attack and on defense. And it'll be interesting. I'm very interested to see how LAG is going to play into this.
I mean, I love a good Lotus map, especially with those new changes coming in. I love kind of this map is bigger. The map control becomes a very, very large importance. And that typical A aggression, I want to see teams utilize that. Typically you see that raised gecko and fade sort of thing where they just fight for rubble. But if that means there's three people in A, take C, have some fun with it. But that's just map one. We got split in Icebox to Icebox a little bit newer in that rotation. So interested to see how their adaptations come out for that new kind of gap in that mid pipe, as well as some adjustments. But yeah, I'm really excited for this game.
Absolutely. Icebox is going to be a very interesting decider if we do see that map today. I feel like teams at this point are definitely adjusted to the newest map changes a couple weeks ago, so it'll be interesting to see how those strategies have changed over the last few weeks, how those teams have adapted to the new Icebox, and how they're going to bring their A game. But that'll come later. We'll worry about Lotus for now, and we're going to go into Agent Select here in just a little bit. What do you think we're going to see today from these teams?
Well, I think initiator-wise, we're talking Gecko. I feel like it's been a staple of this new meta without Sky, kind of that thing. But of course, Sky is not unheard of, and it's still very relevant in the conversation. But just a little fun fact for you for next map. For Split, not a single time has Split been won by Event Horizon. Just a little fun fact for you. So that might be a little bit interesting on how that game turns out.
Absolutely. But they have a very good win rate on Lotus, and looks like they're going with what they know. Like you said, there's that Gecko pick out from Tootsie, Raze, Omen, Killjoy, and Breach. No, nothing unusual about this comp, and I could say the same for LAG. Double controller play out from them, Viper, Omen, so that's going to be good for their map control, be able to stop some of those Event Horizon rotates if they can. But otherwise, we see double initiator from Event Horizon, very aggressive.
And for LAG here, I do, double controller for me it's a little interesting because it kind of gives up what playstyle you're going for. Yes, you have two controllers, so you can be aggressive, but you're not going to have that double duelist ability. You're not going to have that double initiator ability. You're going to be focusing a little bit more on sectioning off pieces of the map, looking for what you can take, and playing that sort of slow, methodical game. Event Horizon, they're looking to just run it down with this Breach. I mean, I love this playstyle, especially on Lotus. I think it's a really nice addition, but we're going to see how these playstyles do clash at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And Event Horizon is going to be on attack first, so they're going to be able to put all that Breach util, all that Gecko util to use right away. We'll get started very quickly here, and I think Event Horizon is going to start off with a bang, probably.
A bang? I thought he was on 100 Thieves. Okay, anyway. But yeah, Lotus is the map, and in terms of kind of strengths in this game, KJ is a really, really big anchor piece. So I think whichever KJ can get that information with, the duality of the turret and alarm bot, I think is really, really nice. So if they can get information on where this hit is coming in from Event Horizon, I think they're in a really good shape, LAG. But, that's all for the cards to tell us. I'm not a mind reader, and I'm not going to predict the future. So we're going to have the rounds play out for themselves.
Absolutely. You see a little bit of a semblance of an aggressive A play here already. Two players from LAG already stacking down towards A, trying to play into that. KJ, they're expecting this. Event Horizon's already going towards C. They only have 2 players to contend with on C, and they're going to have a 4v2 situation here. Assuming that LAG's not going to be able to rotate in. Jar double satcheling in very quickly, taking all that space. Wingman's coming over for the plant, but the KJ Molly's there to try to take him out, and does get that Wingman down. So the bomb is not down yet. Event Horizon's still going to have to play for time here, play for space, get some picks if they can. Visser gets picked off by Quick Shift, takes a couple shots there, out from Waterfall. And now, LAG's rotated in, they have all this, they have some backside to play with, and they're all stacked up in that corner. Tootsie finds a pick on the drain, so now it's a 4v2, but there's 2 players down from LAG, and a very quick end to the round there. Event Horizon takes the pistol.
It seemed like Event Horizon had a little bit more resistance for them, you know, once they kind of got over. And once you take that A main control, like we said, with that Sky, with that Raze, you should know you have that turret holding B for your lurk. Let's just immediately go over, try and stack C, try and get this flood in. And you have that Molly to cancel out this plant from the Gecko. That's really, really nice. That way you can wait for the next tap. You can use your util off of that, and you can catch them off guard. Yes, they're expecting a little bit of a push out, but you have the opportunity, you have the information, why not use it?
Absolutely. Looks like a little bit of the same thing here, a little bit more aggressive defense from LAG, trying to get some plays on the mound, and Xander finds a pick instead. Animal falls, and now Event Horizon once again playing aggressive for that space. It's now a 4v1, but Clickshift is able to take Jar out on his own. Rotates coming over here from LAG. They have a lot of quick reinforcements. Able to heal up, able to take their time. Spike is down. Pressure is on for LAG here. All fighting through Water Ball. Rice Fallon finds one out through Xander, but some breach damage here. Nothing in terms of kills. But there's low HP, and here comes Kenny. He's lurking all the way through B. He's able to get past the KJ turret after that early pick. Now that LAG has all this space, Kenny's has so much to play with. He's able to walk all the way through back sight. Fires a couple shots, doesn't see anything. Victor finds 2 through main. Victor. Quick Shift is waiting in the smoke, ready for Kenny's to flank around. Now it's a 2v1 situation. Both LAG players are very low on HP. Vixter has all the time to play it with. Oh, and finds both headshots onto the last 2 LAG players. Stop that spike defuse, but falls to it eventually. And there's 2 rounds for Event Horizon.
So that round was actually quite back and forth. You had that lurk coming in from Kenny. It's really, really nice. And then the decision wasn't made to go for the bomb versus get the kills. The spam went out instead. So you give up that valuable positioning. You give up the fact that you're on the lurk, and you give up a free pick. You get that Viper off of tap. But once that Viper gets half, there should be a stick immediately. You're both low on HP. You want to force this person to peek you. And you already have the bomb half. It's going to put them in a really rough position. So Event Horizon, they managed to come out with this one. But I would have liked to seen a little bit more from LAG there.
Some good use of breach util here for allowing Event Horizon to be very aggressive towards B, keeping those players on LAG side locked towards B site. And now the extremities are a little bit weaker, but it's just the controllers who are on B, so they can still play out here. You see LAG's waiting, just spots the peaks, gets spotted by the Gecko Flash, has to back off, simulate, not able to play for any picks there through that Viper wall. A little bit of spam comes through the Viper wall, just onto Jar a little bit. Jar's down to 60 HP. Doesn't find anyone quite yet. Skyduck coming out, forcing the players on Event Horizon side to back off a little bit. One does get stunned, but nothing comes of it. So both sides playing for picks, playing for contact, trying to see if they can take out players on the other team. But nothing yet. Nothing gained from Event Horizon here. And they're going to rotate towards C. We still see some of LAG's players locked onto B. Not quite sure if that rotate's going to come in yet, but now Event Horizon's flooding onto C. Here comes LAG rotating as quick as they can, but they don't know for sure. But here comes the bomb planted down. Viper Molly comes in, does get a bit of damage onto Vixter, but Kenny's finds Animal in back of sight, and now they have all of sight to themselves, Event Horizon does, so they have... LAG's going to have to play for retake here. Just Waterfall, they have to fight through some KJ util and some Omen smokes, but they are going to be able to take out the Gecko Flash, but Xander spots one, takes out Rice Ballin with a headshot with the Stinger. The bomb's ticking down here. There's not a lot of time left for LEG to get the defuse here.
You gotta speed it up.
Horizon, a lot of Event Horizon is on low HP, but they're gonna LEG's gonna have to back away. They're not gonna be able to go for that defuse. They're gonna run out of time here, and that bomb is gonna go off.
LAG, they're kind of struggling here. I think there might be a pick in spawn here. Who's going to come out on top of that? That's Drain and Jar.
Oh, 2 picks.
Oh, another trade too. But, you know, you have LAG kind of playing on this back foot. I feel like they're afraid. They didn't really lose any players going into that first initial kind of C take when that first push came in. So I would have liked them to at least invest some util in that one, but I don't know. It's just something doesn't seem to be flowing right. I don't know if it's the comms. I don't know if it's the retakes, but things just don't seem to be going their way. The util seems to be really, really nice from Event Horizon. They're doing a great job of stalling it out, but LAG, they're just, it's kind of lackluster here, and now they're just going to take A for this free site.
Absolutely. Here comes. We saw Event Horizon had a very strong C execute, but now we're seeing their strongest A execute yet. Finds 2 right away. Oh my gosh, finds 2 more. LAG's being punished for that fast rotate through C, and oh my goodness, Kenny's finds the ace. All 5 LAG players pushed up so aggressively, and Kenny's was waiting for them. He was ready for that lurk, ready for that flank play, and was able to play off of it so easily, making that ace look like a piece of cake.
Can he land his shots? He most certainly can. That's for sure. Those were some beautiful one taps, especially the 3rd and 4th ones here. I want to admire this for a second. Woo! Oh, that was good. That one makes me happy to watch some Valorant on the day, and a lovely ace on a even though the save round is still very nice, and we're gonna see this A execute again. So will we get deja vu? Will we get ace number 2 from Kenny's? Find out next.
LAG is trying to make sure that Event Horizon can't get all that C purchase that they had last time, but they were able to expect Kenny's waiting in spawn there this time, so it's a little bit of a different attitude here. LAG is going to be playing for retake into a 5v4 as that bomb goes down in the back of A site. Now, we see very aggressive play here from LAG, but they have time to work, they have the clock to work against, so they have to be aggressive here. I don't know if Event Horizon knows that all 5 players on LAG side are stacked up in the main here, but I think they're going to know here pretty soon. Out comes a lot of util flooding onto site. Reach util, stop them in their tracks, but a lot of trades come out. That raise nade, those paint shells find Anti-Maul, slowing them down a little bit. Jar finds 1 hit. Jar almost finds, there we go, finds a second, and now it's just a 3v1 here. LAG, Drain is just on 8 HP, has a Vandal to work with, but not a lot of time to get that defuse down, and not going to be able to find anything else besides that.
Event Horizon is shooting, and was that 2 straight save rounds from LAG? I don't know what their buy was, not you know, that current round, but the previous round, so that would certainly be interesting. But something that was definitely not in the cards for them was going down 5-0, and so they're going to take a timeout here. They're going to figure out what's going on, and it just seems a little bit of some question marks. There are definitely some question marks in here, and you're thinking, why are we struggling so much? What is going on here? But I want to see them use this util a little bit more, because what did they do these past 2 rounds? They ran up B and C, no util, and they just tried to fight Kenny's. They got the kill that 2nd time, but again, now treat it like you're attacking, right? You have all 5 players main. Chances are they've cleared spawn by now. Treat it like you're attacking. Clear site like you normally would. Use that normal util in there, and you get free rubble control, which is really, really nice. So there's just some things that maybe the dots aren't connecting, the puzzle pieces aren't fitting quite in, and hopefully they're going to fix whatever's going wrong off the back of this timeout.
We saw Event Horizon being very aggressive on these extremities, and LEG was trying to counter them by playing through C main, but they just couldn't quite get that timing right, couldn't grab a round off of Event Horizon. They weren't able to counter that aggressive play that we're seeing from the attackers here. And I think we're going to see a different type of aggression now. We saw some of those red pings come up on B site while we were in the timeout. We might be seeing some sort of push here from Event Horizon. And now, speaking of extremities, LEG is all the way on those extremities, playing very aggressive on A site, maybe playing aggressive on C, but not looking to get any picks there quite yet. Reach util comes out, taking C by force, playing all the way through. Jar, all the way in spawn. Trying to play for some picks. Simulate finds Tootsie, trying to flank through A. Here comes LAG, playing through both A main B main, excuse me. But
I love
now
this
the rotate's
call.
going to come out from Event Horizon. They're going to rotate onto A, where there's just one player left on the site to defend. Do they know that Riceball is here? I don't think they do. Riceball finds one, almost finds a second, but Jar's able to turn around and get that pick just in time. Lockdown comes down, going to get the plant down, going to be able to play with that space. And now it's a 4v3 here. LEG has a lot more HP than some of these Event Horizon players do. Jar in trouble, a little bit of trouble. Drain finds that pick, able to overwhelm the race player there. And now a lot of quick movement here from LEG. Out comes the breach flash, not able to find anyone. Vixter. Here comes KJ Molly, finds a little bit of damage on the simulate, able to get that kill, but Kenny's is able to get a pick on the drain. Annie Mall is able to find that final pick, and she's gonna get the defuse down.
And 3 straight rounds we've seen this map flip. I mean, it seems like these teams want to play differently. LAG, they want to go on this attacker half, and unfortunately, they're not quite there just yet, so they're going to have to play defense the way they know best, and that is by attacking, which is ironic because, you know, Event Horizon, they're doing a great job of getting on site, and they're just finding these reads perfectly, but you have to admit, that time, I think they forced those fights a little bit more. I think Jar needs to play a little back. Sure, you're fighting for that site space, but you got the entirety of spawn. You can plant for spawn, play spawn. Everything you can do is just playing time, and you have so much utility, so maybe they make a little mistake there.
Kind of playing around with Rosie here. Riceball and Pistol pushed up far and able to find a pick off of it. Jar trades out Riceball and Drain is able to get that kill with the Guardian, but now Event Horizon's pushed up here through main, and they're going to be able to play pretty aggressively here, but they're not going to find anything quite yet. And they're looking to get a kill on the Drain, able to play up that Breach Flash and get a nice little pick on the Omen there. LAG still has a controller to work with, but that Viper Wall is down, and she's not going to be able to do too much else besides that. Out comes the Rolling Thunder onto site, clearing out that site space. Wingman's going to come down and get that plant down. And LEG's going to have to play a little bit more slowly here because they know that Event Horizon is pushed up. They know it's a 3v3, so they can play for their space. Animal finds one onto main, onto Tootsie, outside that door. Doesn't see any of the other players. I think misses the KJ turret there, and Vixter is able to get Animal off of it. Now it's a 2v2 situation. Event Horizon has the bomb down, and they're going to be able to play for retake, but oh my goodness, Vixter barely loses out the round there. Click Shift able to find that final kill and get the defuse. Now we're seeing a little bit of a comeback here from LAG.
Yeah, Event Horizon, they're still getting on these sites, still getting this bomb down. LAG, I think they're just starting to land their shots now, but I still like how Event Horizon's playing this. They're playing this pretty well, at least getting on sites. Then the gameplay starts to falter after they get the bomb down. Then they get a little overzealous. Maybe that lead's getting to them just a tad, but you know, I would have liked them to save that breach ultimate. You know that you're taking sites for free without any sort of ultimates, any sort of withstanding, and usually there's only one player on site whenever you seem to hit it. Your reads are on, so why waste the breach util? Save it for post plant, and it would have helped them to be a very valuable tool there, but you know, that's all in the past now as this Viper ult will come out on C.
Yeah, there's an aggressive Viper's Pit there from LAG, trying to take control of that side of the map and stop Event Horizon from pushing into it. And they're gonna try to get some spam through here. Spam goes a little bit wide, doesn't find any damage, but you might have to rotate off here, find something else. Event Horizon does have a Showstopper to work with. They can try to take space here with that if they want to, but I think Jar's probably going to be better off saving it for a different situation. And Event Horizon's going to rotate for a different site take here. They are going default, so they have all this space to work with. You see that they're pushed up a little bit through both sites. Xander has some space in A main. They know that LEG's not pushed up aggressively, and they're going to come for that A rotate now. Out comes the Omen Smoke. Simulate spots a few with the jump peek there. That was very well timed. And Horizon looking to get any sort of picks, any sort of purchase. But now they're going to go to B instead. They know that the rotate started. They know that they have space to work with, and out comes the lockdown from LAG. Out come the Seekers as well. They know where people are. Showstopper comes out from Event Horizon, doesn't find anything, and breaks that lockdown. But no damage, no kills. Oh, it's still a 5v5 situation. That bomb is going to go down. Out comes some Viper Mollies and Raise Util. Vixter finds a pick on the drain into Link, and Xander finds another onto Animal. Out comes the Showstopper. Simulate finds Xander, but Jar's able to get that trade out very quickly. Just 2 players left for LAG, and they're both playing through B-Link here. Flash comes out. Not going to be able to push in right away. Another Breach Flash. Jar is able to play off the Breach Flash, finds Quick Shift. Tries Riceball's gonna have to back off here, play for a different sort of angle, play for some sort of pick or anything. Might have to just go away and save. I don't know if they know. There's a player creeping up behind them. Jar's able to get that last pick. And Event Horizon is another aggressive rotate into a round win.
Yeah, Event Horizon, I think low-key, they could probably just walk onto whatever site they wanted and they would have themselves a win. Of course, it's not that easy, but they're playing really, really dominant on these takes. And LAG, their util is struggling. I think one of the bigger things that they've been focusing on has been taking A main space. But what do as soon as they take all of A main? They back up. They go back to stairs and they jump spot. And you're giving up all of that control. You just wasted all of that util to go and claim that A space, and you're going to give up that space for free? I find that really interesting.
Speaking of space, looks like Event Horizon's trying to take some of their own. LEG switched up their strategy here a little bit. They moved that Viper wall over to A side. They're going to be playing from stairs. Quickshift is looking to get some picks off there, but now there's a very aggressive push here coming from both teams on the C main.
Oh,
finds two stunned behind the box, and Jar and Xander, are able to spam through it to get both the players sitting there. Animal's just left alone on the B side.
Remaining.
But now there's 4 players from Event Horizon able to push on to B and C, so they have their pick of the site. Just 1 player for LAG. Quickshift is going to have a lot to work with here. The bomb is not down yet, so he still has time to rotate over. But that is going to go down on the C site. And a lot of util left for Event Horizon. They still have that Aftershock. They still have some stuff to work with here. And they still have that Gecko ult too if they want to look for some more intel.
Well, and they already used that Gecko ult once too, right?
They sure did. They got that stun behind the box on C main. Now that's going to come out again. Thrash is looking to get some util. Quickshield finds a nice headshot onto Vixter though from that peak. But not able to do much else. Jar, aggressive double satchel out for C main. Finds that last pick.
And yeah, Event Horizon, like I keep saying, they're being really, really dominant. Sometimes they just have a lapse in their judgment that kind of gets one of their players caught in a rough position. I know that first or second round we had LAG get some good picks off the back of Animal, so it's just really, really kind of just important that they play their game. Don't try and think too much about what LAG is doing. Play your own game, play your lives, and just be this awesome death ball that's been working so far.
Looks like LEG is going to try again with that same defense on A. They're playing so much less aggressive. They're trying to just stop any Event Horizon pushes on the site. But now, B site is left completely open. If Event Horizon wanted to, they could push on to that with very little resistance, but it looks like they're going to go for A instead. They're going to get that bomb down very quickly, and Animal's going to fall, caught out by that Paranoia. Back site, Quickshift is able to get that pick onto Jar, and find another on the Tootsie. But Vixter is going to be pushed up. Finds that kill. Now it's a 3v3 situation with LAG playing retake here. One of Event Horizon's players is very far back. Riceball finds a kill on the Xander very close by. Vixter not able to get 2, able to get 1, but now it's a 1v1 situation. Riceball is going to find a tap, find a little bit of the situation here. Both players very low HP now as Riceball goes to pick, and Kenny's able to take him out just in time to stop that defuse.
And some good old evil geniuses behavior, but hey, we love to see it. Competitive Valorant. Keep
banter between teams.
Right. Yeah, you gotta have a little bit of fun in there to make it be the competitive format that it is. But you know, LAG now, they're down to this lower eco buy once again, and you're talking. This is round 11 here, so you're gonna be buying for next, and whatever buy you kind of have is you're gonna be your final loadout for the half. You want to at least convert one of these two, get yourselves to a 9-3, and the resistance is only some sheriffs, so you're going to be going down really, really hard if you're Animal here and be very scared, so I like what they're doing here.
Only 1 rifle for LAG. Just that 1 Bulldog to work with, and they're going to try to play aggressively to get some use out of it. That Animal does fall. Oh my goodness, Drayton finds a pick on Xander with the Sheriff, but not able to get a gun out of it. We saw that very fast rotate from LAG. Simile finds another kill with the Sheriff. And LG is making good use of the weapons that they do have. Are they going to be able to spot Tootsie here in the corner, who's just waiting for someone to peek? Simulate is going to find Vandal. Does find Tootsie in that corner, waiting for someone to peek him. And it's just Kenny's left, and Kenny's falls to that Vandal that Simulate was able to pick up on site.
Well, that
very
worked
nice,
out pretty well.
thrifty round. very nice thrifty round pickup for LAG.
Yeah, and I think I know what the adaptation was. It was,
Last
hey,
round in the half.
they haven't faked once. Yes, they've made some noise over towards C one round, but for the most part, if someone's walking up A main, they're going A main, and that's exactly what happened. They said, hey, they're committing to this. Let's get all of our rotates over. They're not lurking over on B site, and they do some beautiful work and simulate getting a nice 3K on that round to bring that one out. But that is what you love to see. Event Horizon didn't want to lose that one, but they still have 3 ultimates online, so they should secure this round if it's all said and done perfectly and all goes their way. But it's Valorant. That is never the case, so they're going to hope to do the best they can here.
Absolutely. Most importantly, Event Horizon has both a lockdown and a showstopper to work with here, so they have a lot of aggressive potential. But once again, we're seeing LAG rotate very quickly towards C, at least toward B. They're making sure that they can have some of that space control. Event Horizon is going to back off a little bit. They're going to play for some life. They know that there's at least a couple players over towards C on LAG's side, and they have some space over on A, so they're going to play for that. It's just Annie Mall left on A with all of her util, but as soon as that gets spotted, Event Horizon has a decision to make, and they're going to take their time doing that. They have opened that door on A, so LAG knows, and they're going to start rotating as soon as they can. Event Horizon has to float on the site here, do something, take the space. They're going to do so. They're going to take... Wingman's going to get taken down, and that bomb's not going to go down, but here comes that lockdown. LAG still have some space in CT to work with. Riceball is going to find Xander on the other side of the map and bring out those Seekers.
Got the spike.
Still has... That lockdown is going to go down, but LAG is going to be out of the way, just barely so. Showstopper from Jar, not seeing anyone right away. The double side from Stimulate able to pick off Jar, and Kenny finds a kill with that off. But that Showstopper wasn't able to do any damage. LAG has a lot to work with here, and Animal finds a second kill onto Vixter on site. He's gonna go for the defuse, gonna stick it. Event Horizon has to play for something here. Animal's gonna get almost the defuse, but Tootsie finds that kill, just barely stopping right in time. But Tootsie, oh my goodness, 1v3 situation, almost able to pull off that kill, that second kill onto Riceballin. Well, Riceballin finds him from behind, excuse me. And we're gonna go into halftime here, 8-4 in favor of Event Horizon. But now Event Horizon is on defense.
And I like the adaptations. Yeah, I like the adaptations that we see from LAG. They're really feeling strong now, but it might have been a little bit too late to get those last 2 rounds, bringing them to 8-4. So not completely out of it, but it's certainly not going to help them in this next half, as all of those reads now are completely gone. You are the one making the plans, and you kind of have to guess what the defense is doing. So for Event Horizon, they got to try and continue that domination that they have with that brawl style. It's been working for them so far. Who's to say that it can't work on defense? But LAG, they're going to look to open up this half strong, and it looks like with some C pressure first.
Very aggressive C pressure here. Trying to do something similar to what Event Horizon did on the pistol, but Event Horizon is doing something very different from what we saw from LAG. We see 4 of their players on A main trying to play against that rotate if that does happen. LAG is not giving into that quite yet. They don't know what's in store for them on C. Event Horizon doesn't have a Viper, so they don't have all that space control that LAG had on defense, but I think LAG knows that, and they're going to try to push onto C here. No call for rotating quite yet. Quick shift, looking for something on A main. He's going to find a lot of util on the way. Event Horizon flooding out here, You're not going to get anything as Simulate finds Kenny's on the other side of the map, and LAG is going to have all that side control to themselves. They're going to be able to get that bomb down. And now Event Horizon once again is going to be playing retake, which I think is something that they want. They have a lot of aggressiveness to work with, but they're not accounting for how aggressive LAG is being. 3 picks with the Sheriff, and Tootsie finds 1. Xander finds a second, but Drain is going to be able to finish that round out with a 3K.
And you can see kind of what Event Horizon was going for there. They have that trap play for A, assuming there's going to be some aggression. LAG, they're playing their game. They're waiting for that default. You've seen Event Horizon be aggressive in their previous half, so they're assuming there's going to be a little bit of aggression off of that defensive start too. But LAG, they managed to get their one while getting kind of the trade at the end of the day, it works out for them. They get that free sight, and they secure that round off the back of some nice kills from Drain. So now they're going to take this one up with gun advantage, and let's see if we're going to see some similar, adaptation, or if we're seeing something different from Event Horizon this round.
A little of a misplay there from Skywalk. I think it went back around the corner by accident, but not going to make too much of a difference for LAG as they're playing that default once again, but we're seeing Event Horizon very aggressively rotating back. Not going to be able to play off that trap play on A main this time either. But now they're looking for something different. They're looking for still trying to take some space as LAG makes their way back over towards A site. And Event Horizon has all sorts of time to play with here. Jump Spots doesn't see anything quite yet. Let's see if there's any sort of intel. Does find a gunshot, but nothing connects. And Event Horizon once again are going to be rotating back towards A site as LAG starts making their way onto site. Waiting for some sort of purchase here. Gonna open that door, try to take some space in the tree. That dog's gonna come through, doesn't see anything right away. Don't quite know where Event Horizon is playing, but they know that they're somewhere nearby. It's a bite from Molly. Raise nades, trying to clear some space here, trying to take some sight. Have all this space to work with on site. Now comes that breach done. Vixter able to find two. Jar finds a third, and LAG Esports is falling very quickly here. That aggressive push is not quite coming out as they would hoped. Event Horizon now in a 4v1 situation with spike control. Just 11 seconds left.
10 seconds
for LAG, and Drain is going to have to play for save here. Maybe find a pick on the Kenny's, but barely doesn't see him in time. Finds the jiggle, but not in time to get anything out of it. Event Horizon benefiting from that aggressive play now.
And that was a beautiful play out by Event Horizon. They said, hey, we don't have too much map control, but what we do have is that, we haven't really heard anything over in C, over in B. We get a gunshot out on A, and really any chance that we have at holding a site is going to be grouping up, monkey together, monkey strong, as my coach would say. So, just getting all of your utility, combining it together, really, really good for them. They're able to flood, retake, and able to deny that plant even. So, beautiful thrifty round out by them, and now they're going to have the gun advantage coming into this round.
Absolutely. Event Horizon did a really good job waiting to play off that breach util last time, and it looks like they're going to try to do something similar again. And he's just find a kill on the click shift on A main, and that rotate is going to be blocked off. Event Horizon has all this space to play with, but just an LAG player stacked up through B, or pushed all the way through B site. Maybe we can get something here. Just get found out from that Gecko Flash, and any wall is going to fall to Tussie, but that drew a lot of Event Horizon over towards B site. They're going to start making their way back. And LAG is looking to find something here on A. That smoke is going to come through. Finds that. Dookie finds a kill off of Wingman, and Drain finds a trade on Xander, but oh my goodness, Jar finds that final kill on the Drain on C main. Once again, Event Horizon only lost one player that round.
I feel like Drain taking on that Raze Roomba there is the exact summary of how this map has been going right now. You missed the first 3 shots, you hit the 4th. It's like, hey, we're going to give up a few rounds, and then we're going to hit one that we definitely should have hit. But yeah, they're struggling right now, and LAG, this is going to be their chance to do it. If it's any chance to come back, it's going to be now. They have those guns in their favor. This is going to be the best that they can do, and this Outlaw's dangerous as Kenny gets one by Simulate.
Event Horizon is looking so confident on this map. They're showing us so much why this is their map pick. They're trying to give the message to LAG that this is their territory, and LAG should not be messing with them. And I think this scoreline is proving to be something similar. That wing, here comes that Dizzy Flash. Does find one, so they know that there's at least a player on C main. LAG is going to bump that number up a little bit, bringing all the rest of their players over onto C main. And he's had to back off, play him towards more towards backside, just waiting for that util to find something. Almost an Omen Smoke blocking it out. They did open door. LAG try to bring some Event Horizon players over towards B, have to play for that other angle. Just waiting, playing contact. Trying to get a pick onto Event Horizon if they get a little too aggressive, but Event Horizon is not taking the bait quite yet.
Cover going out.
LAG using their util to their advantage, trying to get some intel on the site here. They do have a lot of space to play.
30
Kenny's
seconds
is
left.
waiting backside with an Outlaw. Does get a shot onto Animal, who's going to be very hurt. He's going to be able to get healed up by Sky eventually.
Placing swarm grenade.
That bomb does go down right when he gets that plant down. Now comes Thrash, not able to get any sort of stuns onto LAG. Once again, now Event Horizon's playing for retake. That Outlaw finds a kill on the quick shift. Animal does find one on the jar.
Enemy remaining.
Players down on both sides. And now we're going into a 1v3 situation. Just right spawn on the back of sight for LAG. Does find 2 picks, but Kenny's gets that third with the ghost. Finds that final kill on the right spawn, and he's going to be able to get that defuse. Oh my. Very, a little bit of BM coming out from Kenny's here. Event Horizon feeling once again very confident on this match.
Hey, he's letting him know why he's the GOAT, and that's going to be why. You're giving him 2 free picks with that Outlaw. It's just a round where he shouldn't be doing too super hot, super much, and just absolutely gets on scot-free those picks. So really, really nice by Event Horizon. I feel like I keep saying it, but it's because they're playing they're just playing well. I don't know what else to say. They're playing well. LAG, they can't quite find the right read, and they need to find something, and I think it might just be a 5-man hit of aggression. I feel like that's going to be their best bet. I think right now it's going to be the way to go, but it's going to be dangerous.
Speaking of pushes, here comes more of LAG's players. Another making their way over. Xander finds an early pick on a Simulatus. Jar's going to go up early, but gets picked off by Quickshift. Victor, able to find 2. Very aggressive plays here. Event Horizon only down 1 player in a 4v2 situation, but they know where the spike is. They know that they're just gonna be able to play off of that.
Last player
Up
standing.
A main here. I don't know if they're gonna know where he is. They're gonna go for something. Drain just a Guardian to play with. And Xander has a 3rd kill of the round. Gonna make this into 5-12 and match point for Event Horizon.
Match point.
Yeah, they're just looking unstoppable right now, and now that timeout starts to come out from LAG, which, you know, they used one earlier, you know, around round 5, and now you're seeing it around round 5 this half, but it's just, there's only so much you can do. Look at the buy. It is shambles. You have Sheriffs, you have a Guardian, and obviously they'll probably change it up a little bit after this timeout ends, but you're talking, Event Horizon has pure gun domination, so maybe isolating one of your picks here is going to be really, really big. Trying to get that gun into your hands, trying to maybe use this raised showstopper that you have to get that pick, to use that gun, and to hopefully do a lot with that, recycle the use that you can out of it. But, you know, obviously hitting A there wasn't the greatest play. They've been aggressing it over and over, so that's why defaulting some rounds helps. Trying to figure out what your opponent is doing over and over so that you can get that information going. But it's just LAG. They need 7 rounds straight if they even want a chance in this one. So it's going to be really, really tough for them to stay alive. So they're just going to hope that they can stay in it for at least this round, focus on it one at a time before they focus on the grand scheme of things.
I think we're going to see a little bit of an aggressive push here from LAG, try to take advantage of the space they are given from Event Horizon. He's been playing a little bit back, but Kenny's does have an operator to work with here wherever he's going to play, and it looks like Event Horizon is going to choose to play towards B. They have a KJ turret in their way, but nothing else besides that, as LAG comes storming down C main. They don't have very many guns to work with, so they are going to have to be pretty aggressive here, try to play off of each other, try to get some picks. But they're playing right into Kenny's operator, who's just waiting, biding his time, waiting for someone to dare challenge him in Waterfall. LAG taking their sweet time, clearing all the space that they have. Just waiting ever so slightly, very slowly. They aren't able to get that bomb down because that bomb is on the other side of the map. They're still going to have to wait for Animal to rotate over from A site, which is going to give them time. They haven't given any noise clues to Event Horizon. So Event Horizon, but they've figured out something's going on. Kenny's this one does find that operator kill eventually, and here comes Event Horizon. Way on! Oh my goodness, Kenny's through the smoke, through the wall, onto Simulate, and gonna bring that lockdown. And now there's a lot of pressure on LAG. They have that bomb down, so they have the time ticking in their favor, but Event Horizon has a lot to work with here. They do have From the Shadows on from Xander, but he's gonna work on his knife instead. Drain does get picked out from that lockdown. Now it's just 1 player left. Quick Shift all on his own to defend against 4 Event Horizon players. Not able to get anything done there. And Event Horizon's going to be able to get this defuse. Going to bring map 1 to a very definite close.
GG. It was
Defenders
over
win.
as soon as Kenny's got that first pick. Event Horizon off the back of Kenny's, I think, is just doing a really nice job of holding down that one site, making sure that information is there. And they played that beautifully. It was just really, really well done. LAG, they struggled. It was a little tough. And that might be growing pains. It might be, whatever. That is your opponent's map choice, I do believe. So they will at least get this next one coming in to at least be a little bit more favorable for them. However, it is certainly going to be difficult coming back mentally from that 12-5 defeat, or 13-5 defeat, excuse me. And so it's going to be tough for them to kind of muster up the courage, say, hey, what went wrong last map? What can we fix for this next one? And how are we going to improve?
Absolutely. Event Horizon, like I said, was very confident on that map. They were able to play a lot of different styles. And yeah, here we go. Kenny's ended up being the MVP for that map. 21-9. ACS of 333 over that map. And 5 first kills. That's not something you see on KJ every day. Definitely something you like to see from Event Horizon, though, if you are an Event Horizon fan.
Well, and that just goes to show you 5 first kills for Kenny's. Chances are it wasn't on that attacking side. It was on that defensive side. So Kenny's is just winning those ones, holding that map control down. And that's why it's really, really important for you on that either attack or defense is you're getting all of that space to yourself. And no wonder LAG were a little scared to push. You got Kenny's on the other side with an operator half the time.
Yeah, Kenny's was showing a really good job of being very patient, especially in that last round, just hanging on to that one angle with the operator, waiting for any sort of aggression out of LAG to push off of that and get a kill, and then wait for the rotate from his teammates. And they did a very good job of that last round, locking down that point and making sure that LAG didn't really stand a chance. That they were down in 4v3 and then just de-escalated from there. So hopefully LAG on Split, which is our next map, is going to be a little bit better. It is LAG's pick, and Event Horizon doesn't have a historically good performance on that map, so maybe it'll be a little bit different for them.
Yeah, and as we kind of get on the Split, we're going to talk about how these differences come in, but that's going to do it for us for right now. We are going to go to a short break before we get to Split, so we're going to have to give the team some time to, do whatever they need to do, make some adjustments, use the bathroom, and you, the viewers, you're welcome to do that too. If you need to go get your snacks, as Thunderstorm would say, you go and do that too. But we will be right back, so don't go anywhere too far.
Burning, we're invited, the night
wash me over. I kill my fill 3 times a day. These heads and no fuse won't make me sober. One flame to take the pain away. I caught you lighting matches in the back room. Haters look mad when they pass you. Let's talk about around when it's past due. Reach a glass, do no. You don't gotta fight alone. You don't gotta fight alone. Don't be so personal. Everyone's seen death in their dreams, but we still wake up and go to sleep. Everyone's seen death in their dreams, but we still wake up from our sleep. I'll be home soon. You don't gotta fight alone. You don't gotta fight alone.
All right, welcome back from that short break. Back to Titans of Tier 3 Week 7. We're in Event Horizon versus LAG Esports going into map number 2. We're going to go on to Split next. And I think this was LAG's pick. Event Horizon chose to start on defense, so it's going to be a lot different from Lotus here. Very different performance from both teams. I think the strategies are going to be a lot different. But what do you think, XPJ?
Definitely, I think that Cypher could be made a little bit of a case for here. He's just a pure nuisance on this A site, and dealing with map control, dealing with just lockdown potential for that ramp is really, really crucial. So, just how Cypher is going to work, I think, is going to determine how this game kind of comes out. If we see, in terms of comps, if we see that Cypher, how are those comps going to shift around it? Of course, we could see that double controller, as at least one of these teams knows and loves. But, for LAG here, they need to bounce back, right? It's all about winning this map, or they are going home, hypothetically speaking, as it's not quite a tournament, but you want to win this game and you want to get yourself a little bit closer to playoffs, feeling a little bit better. So, Event Horizon, they just got to keep it up. They just got to keep doing whatever they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I can guess, but there's a reason I'm not playing there on the field. That's why I'm up here in the booth.
Absolutely. I think Event Horizon was doing a really good job keeping their unpredictability up on that first map. They were doing an excellent job of kind of staying out of LAG's sights, changing up their strategies in key moments to really make sure that LAG couldn't keep up with what they were doing. They didn't stick to one strategy for very long, so hopefully they'll be doing that same thing here on Split. I'm expecting, yep, there we go. We're gonna see Rays on both sides here most likely. Animal locking in Killjoy right away once again. So we're seeing that strong Killjoy performance. Rice falling with the Sky pick, and we're seeing some interesting hovers here from Event Horizon. Xander on that Omen once again. We saw that on Lotus. There we go. Kenny's is looking towards Cypher, but here we go. Drain locking in Astra, which is not a pick you see every day, but has very strong potential. We see double controller from Event Horizon's side with that Viper pick from Vixter. Simulate locking in that Raze for LAG. And just click shift now that we're waiting for.
Yeah, and Event Horizon is, they're the double controller that we're seeing it, as well as the Cypher. But the interesting thing I think is going to be this KO if it does end up coming out, because that's going to cancel out Animal's just everything. Really, it's going to take all of that down. But that weak potential from that is you don't exactly get a kind of indicator of where specifically those players are, just a general sense. So that might be why we see either a double initiator versus just a solo KO.
Right, and we're actually seeing, I think, double controller on both sides here. Both teams with a Viper. Drain with that Astra pick. And Astra, I think, is very interesting. I think on this map, she definitely benefits, but she's very fluid potential. She has a lot of flexibility, I think. Very good way to mix up the opponent's situation. So we'll see how it's going there. Event Horizon has a little bit more, once again, a little bit more of an aggressive team comp. They have that Omen pick again, which is going to allow them for a little bit more of that verticality, because Omen can take a lot more space than Astra can. Be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, these teams, they're going to be looking to play aggressive, I would say, and that kind of matches up with the play style of Event Horizon. It makes sense why they're running that Omen, but this Astra makes sense for LAG. It makes sense. They want to play that little methodical play style. They want to have that KJ there. So I applaud them for recognizing their play style, using a comp off of that. And we're going to see if these do work out. But I think one player to look out for, it's got to be Kenny's. Kenny's has just been slamming it down, at least last map. So I think I'm going to look towards Simulate as well for LAG if they want to bring this one out on top.
Absolutely. And actually, last week, LAG, in their game versus XKane, we saw Riceball with a very strong performance. A KD of 2.0 over both of their maps that they played. I'm kind of upset that we're not seeing that same thing here today. So hopefully we can see Riceball and pick it up a little bit more, get a few more kills here and there. that Skypick is can be very aggressive, and you even see Skypick being played like a duelist sometimes. And speaking of that aggression, we're seeing that here in mid from LAG, looking to take some space here, but they have some Viper orbs to push through, and a lot of Event Horizon players are here stacked up as well, just waiting to get a pick, waiting to move something off. We see both Vipers on A site here, but LAG is going to lead A alone for now. They're not looking to rotate, they're looking to take some space onto B. Event Horizon is still looking towards mid a little bit, but they have a lot of heaven control. They have all that vertical space. They're going to start pushing out. Here comes that Paranoia, grabs 2, and Event Horizon's going to get 2 frags off of that, find a third.
30 seconds left.
LAG finds a third, excuse me, and now it's a 4v2 for LAG, and they're going to be able to play for all the time here in the world, waiting for that rotate from Event Horizon, as they're going to be making their way out.
Last player standing.
Right there, quick shift finds a kill into Vixer, and Animal's going to finish that off on Kenny's. LAG's picking up their pistol round.
And you can already see the differences in these play styles between these two teams. I mean, with LAG being down so many rounds on the previous map, they kind of felt like they had to push up, play a little bit more aggressive, and catch up on those rounds a little bit faster. Of course, that's not how the game works, but it makes it seem a little bit easier if those rounds are going faster and faster. It gets less mentally draining. But LAG, they do a nice job piecing off that map control. They work B, they work mid. They don't exactly work A, but they threaten it with that Viper wall. So that's really, really nice by them. And they end up doing this nice little B pinch. They get the picks to go their way, and they end this one out really nicely.
Well, speaking of picks to go their way, Drain finds kill on Jar through the smoke with a Judge. Able to push up pretty aggressively there. We see probably not something you see on Asher every day, that very aggressive play, but they still have a Ghost to work with. They can work that range and work their way onto site with 2 Event Horizon players. As Quick Shift looking for something over on A, but does get picked off by Kenny. Now that rotate's going to be blocked off, it'll make it a little bit more difficult for LAG to play for mid here, because now they're going to have more Event Horizon players coming their way.
Heal up, squad.
At least probably here in a second, as we watch as Vixer starts making his way over towards A. But LAG is pushed up here through mid. They have heaven control almost all the way. Drain has that Judge to work with. He's going to find Victor in the back of heaven. Now things are looking a little bit more dicey for Event Horizon. They don't have a lot of space to play with. They know that Drain is pushed up heaven with the Judge, and they have to respect the Judge and play off it a little bit. Animal finds Tootsie on back of sight, and it's just Kenny's left. 34 HP, 4 players on LAG to work against, and that bomb is ticking down. So Kenny's just gonna run away, look for a little corner to hide in, and try to play off of that. Does take a concerning amount of fall damage from heaven.
He's going to try and die to fall damage, I think.
Is he gonna go for it?
I think that's his goal here. He doesn't want to die to the enemy team, so I think the best bet
doesn't want to give them an econ boost, doesn't want to give them an ult orb. And not how you like to see the round end, but that's how it's gonna go regardless. And LAG's gonna pick up their second round here on the scoreboard.
Well, LAG, they're working it their way now. This is their map pick for a reason, and I think we need a live replay of this one.
Oh, not again.
I think this
Kenny's.
is a great. No, man.
What are you gonna do when you have
Don't
no
do
HP?
Don't do it.
4v1
No,
situation?
don't do it. Woo!
Once again, not how you like to see a round end, not how you like to give the other team points, but probably the best situation for Kenny's there. But here we go, Simulate playing very aggressive up ramps. Raises specialty on split, they made them to be so aggressive. Take all that space. Venrise is going to respect the space a little bit, but going to be able to take out Drain. Unfortunately, caught in the crossfire there. Simulate also gets caught out in the Viper Molly, so that push onto ramp is denied. Kenny finds a third kill onto Rice Spawn in main, and now it's just a 2v5. Event Horizon has all the space to work with. They have all mid control. They have so much control on A site, and they think they know that the spike is down. Clickshift hasn't picked it up yet, so Clickshift, now we're seeing the other way around from last round. Is Clickshift going to go for the same stuff? He doesn't quite have so much HP missing as Kenny's did from last round, but he still has a pretty difficult situation here. KO knife goes a little bit far to the right, doesn't find Clickshift, but once again, Clickshift. We see Jar pushed up very aggressively there. Now we're just Clock's ticking down, and Jar finds the shoulder first, able to get that headshot. Shift. Oh my goodness! And seems like some of that the good-natured banter from last round or last map, excuse me, has carried over into this one.
Come on, you can't be shooting bodies after you just win the first round, man. Come on, that's not how it works. You're still losing on the round. You won a bonus round, but hey, I guess if it's going to help them win the mental game, then so be it. That's also part of the Valorant game, which we know and love. But, you know, this is the most even matchup that we've had so far in terms of buys. So are we gonna see this hard hit? Well, at least for some ramps control, but I don't think they're going to make the same mistake again into this trip.
Absolutely. I think Simulate has to respect that there's a few players there. But just does find an early pick on the Jar in mid, so they have the opportunity to take mid control there. You see that the spike is over with Drain on A main. But oh my goodness, Xander has the potential for a little kill here, but Animal is able to find the headshot first. And now LAG is going to be able to push towards B site. They don't know if there's anyone there, but really what they have is space. They have space and they have time. Vixer doesn't quite find click shift there through mid. And Event Horizon is going to be playing retake here. 3 players against 5 of the LAGs. That spike is going to go down, and Drain is going to be fine one. That, oh my goodness, Viper Molly finds a kill onto Animal though. Now it's a 3v2 situation.
Last player standing.
And just pennies left, and not a lot of pressure from LAG out from Garage. Penny's not able to make too much of it.
Well, they had a game plan, and their game plan was, hey, we're going to wait for them to be dumb and push up B. And, of course, that's not a dumb play. I should say, you know, it does make sense for them to do that. They're trying to expand as much space as they have. You know, they're trying to play a little bit more passive on this A space, so aggressing B does make sense. You want to funnel them towards mid or A, and they just lose that B player. So, you know, they have 3 players on A. I don't know necessarily why you would do that. I mean, sure, you want to make yourself, you know, strong on one side compared to the other, but you have your Cypher. So that can usually be your exception to have that weak side, as it's going to make your weak side not drastically weaker than your strong side. But, you know, the aggression will tag up everyone on LAG on A. So it looks like they're going to go for this mid push.
Yeah, that 0 point found 4 players on LAG's side on A main. So LAG is going to have to change it up a little bit. They know that Event Horizon at least has a couple players there, if not more. Rogues getting over, but Jar is going to have some players to deal with of his own. Drain does find a kill onto Vixter and Vent, so they know that there's a little bit of an opportunity there onto A, and it looks like LAG is going to take advantage of it. Up through ramps, seemingly trying to take some space in heaven, trying to duel Jar. Jar's not going to give him a duel quite yet. The LAG doesn't really matter because they have full control of A. Both players of Event Horizon are down on A side. Now that bomb's gonna go down. LAG is gonna be able to play through that space. Smokes. Oh, but Simulate gets caught looking the wrong way. Tootsie does find a headshot there.
One
Now that
enemy
a couple
remaining.
players pushed out for Rice Bone. Oh my gosh, finds 2 on CT. Able to take advantage of that corner. We didn't see it on the screen, but that was a pivotal moment as any. LAG does take a pretty decisive win. Once again, making it 4-1.
And we're seeing kind of once again here that LAG is playing their game plan. You can see why they picked this map. This is definitely a little bit more their style. So, you know, coming through, at least assuming, let's say we get to map 3, right? Assuming we get there, I think LAG is going to do really well with map control. And Event Horizon is going to do really nice with just brawling for it on B main, because that's just a play you can do. Get that bomb down and then just stall the living heck out of the enemy team. So it will be interesting, of course, if we get there. But Event Horizon hoping not to get there as we move on to the 6th round of the half with some guns in favor of LAG, but not so much for Event Horizon.
And we see that Event Horizon has switched it up a little bit. That Cypher now playing over on the B side. And he's going to have a little bit of trouble finding a pick. Simulate's going to grab it instead. Drain finds another headshot to Vixter and 7. Now it's Tootsie. Tootsie does find a kill with a Sheriff on his Simulate, but doesn't have any guns from his teammates to work with, so he's still just going to have that one gun to work with. A lot of damage onto Xander with the Killjoy Molly. Oh my goodness. LAG 4v3 situation. All 4 players on LAG side have full HP, but Event Horizon is not as fortunate right now.
One enemy remaining.
Just finds 2 more kills on Xander and Jar, and finds a 3rd onto Tootsie, bringing that round to another quick end. we saw a very aggressive. We saw a lot of aggression there from LAG, committing to that garage push right away, which is not something we've seen before, and they were able to take control of B pretty quickly.
And I think the big player for LAG this game has been Animal. You can see them on the top of the leaderboard, and that is going a long way. Your Sentinel is really, really nice, and it seems like Event Horizon doesn't really know how to play around this KJ. It's a little bit different than playing against the Cypher. You can just break those trips and then decide to either back off or push up because of it. And so playing with this map control is really, really nice, and you're getting some angles and some things that you might not see with the Cypher. So really these two comps just kind of meshing together, and LAG having some real nice success and 4 ultimates on top of it. So this should be something beautiful once this site hit commences. Of course, they're going to have to run through some Cypher trips if they want to do it over on B.
Absolutely. Event Horizon has some ults to work with of their own.
You are divided. Got your trail.
Some interesting ones. If they want to be aggressive, they can. They have Null Command out on their side. But LAG is going to choose to use their ultimates first. That Cosmic Divide comes out, splits the site in half. Showstopper is going to come to clear back of sight. It does get blocked off by that Null Command. It's going to come out, deny use of that ultimate. Simulate, but Simulate doesn't need it. Simulate gets kill on the Tootsie. It's going to be down. Victor gets that trade and is able to get Tootsie back up. But now LAG is just down. It's 4 versus 5. Now 4 as Clickshift gets another kill onto Xander. Coming through vents, and Event Horizon is going to have to play for that rotate there.
30 seconds left.
So LAG, very quick misdirection there, using that Cosmic Divide and the Showstopper to bring Event Horizon over to B site, and now they are able to benefit off that block. It takes space. Oh my goodness, that Astra Stun comes in just in time, able to take out the 3 players that are sitting in CT, and oh my goodness, another very fast round win, I think, for LAG.
Well, LAG, they're just getting these lurks. That's really all it is. You have Event Horizon playing for this B setup, and they're playing stronger over on this B side. And this is the same mistake that they've kind of made same rounds before, is you hold everyone kind of on B, that pressure over on that same site, and you're kind of giving up that A site, giving all of the information to the enemy team. They're going to decide, hey, we actually don't want to hit A. After you see that KO ult, after you see 4 players there, they make their way up A, and they are good to go. But here's the aggression that we were looking for on Event Horizon's part over onto this A spawn.
And that Showstopper comes out from Event Horizon, but now all of LAG is over on B. Jargon's not able to find any value out of it, but LAG is going to be able to take space onto B. But Kenny's does find a pick onto Annie Mall with the Sheriff. Make it a little bit more difficult for LAG to control that space, but they still have Astra to work with. They still have those paint shells, which are going to get a bit of damage onto Tootsie in heaven. And that spike is going to go down. Event Horizon has 5 players to slowly make their way on the site with. They do have the Viper Spit, and so does LAG. We're going to see, they might use it here, but they might not. They might just push on the site on their own. Vixter does find a kill on the right spawn with the Stinger. Suddenly finds another on the Jet. It's going to fall again to Vixter with another pick on the Stinger. Now there's just 1 player left. Clickshift playing out of heaven. They know where he's at. He got picked out by the 0 point. He does have a Vandal, but Vixter finding 3rd with that Stinger. Doing a lot of damage there.
And that 0 point was actually beautiful, by the way. Stalls out, gives them enough time so that second Molly can't come out, and will provide them with this Thrifty. So, Event Horizon, they do really, really nice work here. Why did they end up winning that round? Because they were stacking, you know, they had their Cypher set up on B, they got the pick there. They decided not to go down with the ship, but we're going to play retake. We're going to give them B, get a few picks on the way in, hopefully, and take over their A spawn. We're going to know where they're hitting, and we're going to have all of this information for ourselves, be able to push them how we want to. So really, really big there. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a Viper ult coming out sooner rather than later, maybe in mid here, but in due time. Hey, look at that, I'm right.
We're going to see that Viper's Pit try and take control of all that mid space. LG hasn't been fighting for it a lot, but they still need it for value if they are going to do those rotates, which we've seen a couple times from them. So it's good that Event Horizon is going to take control of that mid space, but the one thing that it is going to let LAG do is rotate through mid virtually undetected, as you know, Event Horizon is going to have to play within that Viper's Pit. They can't really push out because they know that LAG is probably going to be there waiting for them if they do. Now it's just Kenny's alone on A site. He's going to fall the right spawn, and LAG has all this util to take space with, and Event Horizon is going to have to leave that Viper's Pit and let it go down. find a kill here. It's going to be low HP, so Xander's going to find a couple body shots and make that easy, no problem. That spike is going to eventually go down in the backside of A. 4v3
One
situation
enemy
here. Simulate
remaining.
makes that into a 4v1. Now Vixter does find a pick on the kill on the quick shift on the way out, but Drain finds that trade and ends the round 2-7.
LAG doing a beautiful job, and again, I'm gonna keep talking about this because this was a problem that I've had in my games before. Is this map control aspect? Yes, you claim this B, you work this B area, this B main, and you get that space. Beautiful. Now what? You have no kind of hold for ramp. They have this Viper wall that actually allows them to walk all the way up ramp and to get into main uncontested. So giving them all of that space with just one person on site gives you a lot of trouble. You should be leaving mid up to your Viper to hold down that space by herself. And now you're going to be down so many rounds that it's going to be tough to come back. And this happened in this game in general. So Event Horizon, they're going to opt for this timeout here. They're going to try and get some ults online, I would assume. But LAG, I don't think they have any plans of stopping how they're playing. I think they're doing really well, and I think they're going to keep this game plan up until it's not working anymore, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely. LAG's aggressive playing on the extremities here is really working out for them. They have a lot of rifles to work with, whereas Event Horizon has, looks like 3, maybe going to pick up a 4th gun here, but looks like they're just going to be working with those pistols. But 5 Vandals plus heavy shields for LAG's side, so they're going to have quite a bit of an economic advantage going into this next round. Once again, you see that they're kind of stacked up towards B main here. Just one player rice balling alone on A, going for maybe a little bit of fake potential. That 0 point, I think, caught maybe one player. I couldn't quite see that. Event Horizon maybe knows that they have to keep someone around on B just in case someone tries to rotate through that Omen one way. But not a lot of movement happening here other than that, as LAG just making their way very slowly into garage, making sure that they find someone, and Xander does get that jump spot, does find someone. With that paranoid out and get away. Here comes that raise. Paint shells do get a decent chunk of damage. Really does find Jar though up in heaven. Quick shift finds Xander. Gonna be able to take over B a little bit. Have all of that site control. It was just Xander alone on site, and now Xander is down. Out comes that Viper's Pit, gonna control that plant spot a lot easier, as Horizon trying to make their way out from heaven, trying to find any sort of value. Vixter does find quick shift, does take down that Viper's Pit, and Kenny finds a second kill onto Rice Ball, and so now it's just a 2v3 for Event Horizon. Here comes that Viper Molly, but Simulate, no sign of stopping in sight. Event Horizon coming down. Annie Mall does find 2
They're all dead?
and finishes off the round, and that was a very dynamic round. We saw a lot of different things happening. Annie Mall able to finish it out with 2 quick kills.
And it seemed a little bit risky there with, that Viper going down to that plant. Of course, you want maybe someone else to plant the bomb instead of your Viper, trying to put her out in the most opportune position for, everyone to get shot at. But look at these shots from Animal. I mean, these are beautiful. Crosshair placement is beautiful. The trade is there, and that's exactly how you want to play that situation. But I do want to talk about one valuable thing from Event Horizon, and that was the MVP, the most valuable paranoia that you've ever gosh darn seen. That thing stalled the entire push, allowed for them to get a pick, and just allowed for the paint shells as well, but that Raze got out on site just a little bit too far for them to do it. So really nice, really well played by Event Horizon. That time the bullets just didn't go their way.
Absolutely. And we don't have any Viper's Pits to work with now. LEG does have a showstopper if they want to take the space quickly, but they're going to use those satchels to try to get a little bit of pokes here and there. We do see Event Horizon has changed it up. Once again, they've brought that Cypher over to B site, bringing those tripwires over, make it a little bit harder for LEG to flood out onto site. As Xanders might be looking to make use of his neural theft here. LEG playing very slowly, playing with their time. Fixer is ready to stop anything that comes through mail, but LEG's maybe looking to set up a rotate here. They're trying to take some space over towards A. Just playing for contact, waiting for someone to jump spot, someone to peek them or something. Here comes that Viper's Orb. LAG able to push through it, take some space, out comes the Showstopper. But they do get caught out by the Cypher trip. Quick shift finds a kill into Xander, though. Finds a second on the Victor. Oh my goodness, Simulate jumps around the corner. I don't think Kenny's was expecting that. It does fall to the Showstopper. Just kind of get caught in that corner a little bit there. Paint shells don't find any damage into Heaven because there's no
Spike
players there from
planted.
Event Horizon to contest. As Event Horizon is going to have to make their way over on the site, push into 5 LEG players. Now I think we're definitely seeing why LEG players are mad. Jar does find a nice kill onto there from onto Rice Ballin, excuse me. But like I said, we're seeing a lot of confidence in
Last
Horizon
player
on
standing.
Lotus. And now we're seeing the other way around from LAG as Animal finds that kill on the Jar. Just Tootsie left with 4 LAG players trying to make their way towards him. Tootsie does get Simulate on the way out. Does have the 0 point up. Finds someone close. Oh, not quite able to get that last kill on the Quick Shift. Quick Shift picks up a 3K to end the round.
Last round before
Now we're
the
going
switch.
to the last round of the first half.
And who was the big game changer for the previous game? It was Kenny's. Who is it now? It's Animal. So it's the Sentinels that are making the big differences in these games. Now, you do have that Neural Theft online for Event Horizon, so trying to isolate your pick is going to be your best friend. Get that pick, get that information, and you are good. But you know, in rounds like that previous one, we're seeing all of those players go down early. It becomes a 2v5, and sometimes map control is important, yes, but what you want to do is win your fights at the end of the day. If you go down in numbers like that, it doesn't matter if you have all of the map control in the world, you are still going to be crushed like a bug.
Somebody out.
Absolutely right. And now, Ar's playing a little bit aggressive here. We see might want to be making use of that showstopper, but takes a little bit of damage right off the bat. Not able to do anything.
I've got your trail.
Coming out. Jar tries to take out the showstopper to stop the LED in their tracks, but Simulate's ready for it and does take them down. Pokemon did come out in, I think, mid, but LEG is able to just push right by it. They took out Tootsie, and they have all the space to play with now that Xander is down. Now they're able to just control space. They're able to find Tootsie. They already found Tootsie. They're able to finish off Tootsie up in Heaven. And
One enemy
both
remaining.
players stacking up towards Heaven. Lockdown just to secure the space, and Annie Mall finding that final pick on the Kenny's, showing their dominance a little bit there,
Switching
LAG. And I think that we're seeing pretty much the exact opposite of map 1.
Yeah, Event Horizon, maybe that karma's coming back to bite you a little bit. Maybe the nice guys always win is that kind of trade where LAG, you know, they weren't shooting bodies at first, and now look at them. You shot bodies 1 round in this half. You converted their bonus round, and now you're telling me you're down 2-10. So that's a little rough there. But you know, both of these teams very much still in the series, very much still in this map at the end of the day. Yeah, it might be 2-10, but Fnatic Curse still exists. I believe that's 2-11 and the 9-3 out of the picture. But if anything can happen with a 2-10 in the first half, certainly a comeback can happen in the second one. But now it's going to be on Event Horizon's kind of plan and what they want to do. And it's kind of up to them to choose if they are going to be bringing this one the distance.
LAG only has to win a handful of rounds here on defense. And the way that Animal's been playing, I don't know if that'll be too difficult for them. They have that KJ setup on B. Gonna take it down. Event Horizon is gonna take it down pretty quickly, but they're gonna already be rotating forward towards A. Hopefully to make it a little bit harder for Event Horizon to stop them, because they just have 1 player over on A. Here comes Event Horizon. They have 4 players through main. Twitch is just gonna have to back off, play for space, try to get a Molly out and do some damage. Does get a bit onto Xander. Not able to do much else besides that. Xander is gonna get healed up. But Drain finds 2 with the
Spike
ghost
down
from
A.
screens. Simulate finds the 3rd, stopping that push in their tracks. LAG has Vixter is probably able to pick up the spike here, but not able to do much else besides that. Just a classic to his name. Kenny's a little bit of a sentinel duel there, and Kenny's able to find a headshot.
Player
Vixter
standing.
finds a second on the quick shift. Counts to 1v2, and Bryce Hall able to take out Kenny's, finish out that round. I think LAG on their way to a victory here. Still winning, getting that pistol round once again. And now they have some guns to play with.
And LAG, I mean, it was a 5v5 and then it was a 5v2 in the snap of a finger. Thanos snapped, and Event Horizon's team was the only one affected by it. Well, actually, no, because both teams did get affected, as right back was that 3 kills back the other way. So we had a lot of picks go down, but that's pistol round for you. And And that's something where Event Horizon might just need to win their ones or be ready for those push-outs, especially on a pistol round. But ClickShift gets one to start off the round.
Very early kill on the Kennys, and Jar finds another kill on the Rice Ball. 2 kills on both, or 1 kill on both sides. Now it's a 4v4, and Event Horizon's gonna be flooding out the defense. We're gonna have a judge play with those. Simulate finds 3 right away, stopping that spike. And now it's just Victor, just a Stinger to work with here. Does have light shields, but LAG has a lot more to work with. They're going to be on top of that spike. They're going to be ready to stop Victor anywhere. Simulate looks to get a 4th. Able to stop that. Animal has a judge of her own, able to finish off Victor. Now we're going 2-12 match point here on Split.
Match point.
Judge, by the way, you know they nerfed the judge. You wouldn't know that, though, if you were just watching these clips like these players right now and YZ. It's just, the judge is still broken, and I absolutely love it. I'm an avid judge user myself. So, you know, we gotta love the effort that they're bringing in with these judges, especially kind of expecting Event Horizon to force up here. So, again, you're forcing them to push up and to be fast here because they're at this gun disadvantage. So, they're going to try and get an early pick here.
Absolutely. They're going to go for, again, the aggressive place. Down the guns. But Animal is ready with the judge. Both garage players are going to fall, but 2 players from Event Horizon are already down. Kenny's not able to pick up that frag over on middle, or on mid, excuse me. Now, Event Horizon is going to be able to push through. Drain finds a kill on Xander, but Victor grabs the trade. Let's see, Rice Ball might be waiting for a little bit of that mid push with the judge.
Spike planted.
His own, just 5 HP to work with. That spike is going to get planted. Rice Ball only has so little HP to work with. He's going to have to play these corners to his best ability here.
Scout
Cypher Cam finds a cheeky little tag on the ClickShift. Now they know, they practically know where both players are on the LAG side. Event Horizon does. They have the bomb on their side, and Victor has a gun on his side, able to get ClickShift. Now it's just Rice Ball with the judge and just 5 HP. Very up towards Garage here, but Kenny's is expecting it. Out comes Stinger, and more shots on the Ted bodies are coming out here. And both teams, I think, are looking out, trying to play these maps, and they're excited to get these rounds done with.
I don't know if you saw that minus 200 right off the load in. Yeah,
A
Jar
very
just
little satchel throw by accident, I think.
well,
It happens.
yeah, it happens, but also your team's already kind of broke. You kind of want all the money that you can get. So, yes, you are with that judge here, but you can't double satchel into the site, which definitely seemed to be some sort of a play, and now not having it, just kind of left there to shoot the KJ mollies. Kind of have to just run into for the team and die.
Alright, he's going to be able to take a little bit of space there with those paint shells and the judge. Finally, does take a little bit of damage from his own, and out comes the showstopper. Simulate does find a kill on the jar, and Xander grabs the trade. 4v4, both races are down, and now both Vipers are down. Or sorry, not both Vipers, but 2 players are down from Event Horizon. Now it's just Kenny's to work with. Has a Vandal with 3 players on LEG side. That bomb's not going to go down, and that is going to be map number 2. Kenny's falls. Now we're 1-1 going into map. We're going to go into map number 3 here in a bit.
Yeah, we got a map 3 on our hands, which will be Icebox. But before we get to that, we got to talk about this game. I mean, just Animal. That's all I need to say, really.
Absolutely.
Just crazy Sentinel skills, just map control galore, and LAG, you can definitely, like you said, it's their map pick for a reason. They played it perfectly, and they're just, it's their play style. It fits them. It's what will make them tick. It's just beauty. And just talking, it's not all, of course, LAG. Event Horizon had some nice moments in there, but their play style, maybe not so well for the Split map, and I believe they are 0-1 on the season. I could be wrong there on Split, but I mean, just look at this. When your Viper is the one at the top of the leaderboard, yes, that is your Sentinel of sorts, but you kind of expect a little bit more from your Sentinel on the defensive side and maybe offensive as well, just to get those lurks in. And yeah, LAG, they take this one 13-3.
Yeah, and 2 of their players, we see both Simulate and Animal have those top 2 spots on the scoreboard, but Simulate able to take out the win with the ACS, I think. 4 first kills for the Rays player, and I think Seemingly was doing a really good job, getting a lot of value out of her utility, or his utility, excuse me. And just like you said, LAG has their playstyle on this map, and they've got it figured out. They know when to rotate, when to be aggressive. They have just been showing Event Horizon bringing out that confidence. A very much a flip from map number 1. I think LAG was probably a little bit more lost. And now they're showing us what they got.
Yeah, LAG does a really nice job flipping that script. Like you said, they come back, they reset their mental, and they provide a beautiful map 2 to watch, leaving the viewers at home wonderful and waiting for this map 3, which, as we get to, will be Icebox, by the way. So, as we take a peek at that map, and I don't quite remember who's on the sides for that one yet, but it's just a series of maps that you don't want to miss the end of. LAG, it's the decider. So Event Horizon, they're going to be on this defense here. But before we can get to that, unfortunately for the viewers at home, we're going to have to take a little break. I know, I'm sorry, but we do, we need to take some breaks. So get your water, make sure you're doing okay, and don't go anywhere. We will be right back for map number 3 between Event Horizon and LAG.
Even now, you're coming up to me, fire lighting up the sky. Feel the ground shaking underneath, trying to take me alive. Get ready for the fallout. Can't stop me now. I got no rival. I'ma find my way through the blood and pain game of survival. Anytime or place, watch 'em run away. I got none. I'll be standing on my own, never gonna take my throne. I got no rival. Watch 'em run away. I got no, I got no rival. Tell me now, what you gonna do? We can do this face to face. The reckoning is coming real soon. Doesn't matter what you say. Try to tell you this is my moment. Can't take mine 'cause I own it. Don't you know that I locked and unloaded? You're out of focus.
All right, and welcome back, everyone, to Titans of Tier 3, week number 7. Today we have Event Horizon versus LAG Esports going into map number 3 here on Icebox. We can see there that this is LAG's pick. We saw on LAG's first pick, which was Split, that they had a very dominant performance. They were looking very confident. Split is a map that works for their playstyle very well. And I'm curious to see if Icebox is going to do something similar. I think that it's going to be more like Lotus, where we saw a very dominant Event Horizon performance, but it's hard to say. This could go either way, really.
Yeah, definitely. Icebox is kind of that clash between Lotus and Split. Lotus being really, really open. Split, maybe not so much. So Icebox is that perfect combo depending on what site you go to. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Event Horizon going a
Oh
lot
my
towards
goodness.
that B site. But here's the picks.
Harbor right off the bat, coming from LAG. That's very. I don't think we see a lot of Harbor these days. I don't think we did when he came out either, but I mean, he's a good pick there. He has a lot of potential on these sites, especially with a lot of open space. He can do some silly stuff with his utility. We see Sova, Viper, Reyna, Killjoy on both teams, so it's a very close mirror. Event Horizon's going to be running that double Sentinel, and we'll see double controller out from LAG. Oh, changing to Jet at the last second, it looks like.
Yeah, and I think the big thing that for that Harbor is it's kind of that makeshift Sage Wall. Teams will sometimes like to use that Sage Wall to bridge the gap on a site, but that always can be jumped by bridge, and sometimes it's used to deny plants a little bit. But in terms of attacking playstyle, you throw that orb down. That's exactly like a Sage Wall. You can get that bomb down, and sure, mollies can go through it, but at the end of the day, you can throw a molly over the top of a wall anyway. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two comps clash. But of course, the play styles. This series is on the line. It is 1-1. So may the best team win, and I can't wait to see what the result for this game is.
Yeah, every round is going to matter in this particular match. We're coming up on playoffs once again next week. We're coming up on playoffs, so every map matters. 1-1 here. Both teams looking for a win, I think. And well, we're gonna see who's gonna fight it out. We get started here on Icebox. It is gonna be interesting because, like you said, both teams have a Sage Wall to work with in a sense. Harbor has both a breakable utility and a wall to block off vision. So it's going to be very interesting, especially with that Viper. They're going to have a lot of space control, and be able to really be very sort of situated on defense with all the space that they want to be able to control, especially more towards one side of the map than the other. But we're going to see what Event Horizon has cooking up here, because I haven't seen Event Horizon play on Icebox yet, and it's going to be interesting to see how Jar is going to be playing, bringing that Jet into play here, a little bit more verticality than LAG's Duelist, simulate on that Reyna, able to maybe do some snowballing of their own, but once again we see Annie Mall on Killjoy, so we haven't seen much else from the Sentinel player, and Kenny's as well on Killjoy, so we'll hopefully see a very interesting plays here from the Sentinels, from both the controllers, or all the controllers on both teams. And now we have Sova as well. A little bit of different initiator setup.
Yeah, and it's just I find it funny. I find it kind of silly, kind of goofy that Drain is on Harbor, just because water and the Drain. I don't know.
There you go.
I found that funny.
It's made to be. Who
It's
knows
made to
if Drain picked that username before or after Harbor came out, but maybe we'll see with how this match goes.
Right, and we'll see kind of how Drain will play that Harbor, especially with those question marks on the board, because it's not the typical thing that we see. And the beautiful part about click shift on that Viper as well is you get that double controller that is double wall, so you get to piece out the sections of the map that you want. Really, really nice for working out sites, for taking down stall, and for overall having two walls on both sides of the map.
Absolutely. Both teams really have a lot of potential for map control here, so it's really going to come down to who can utilize that control most, who can control that space the best, and who's going to be able to make use of what is going on. I think we had a small technical pause there, which is why we had a little bit of a delay getting into the game, but we're ready to go. Although maybe we aren't. I think we're having some technical difficulties on Event Horizon's side. Looks like we're having some PC issues, but that's okay. These things happen. After all, this is what happens when it's not a LAN. Everyone's got different situations, but hey, we're gonna get into there. Everyone's excited nonetheless. We're getting ready to go here, and honestly, this is just making the suspense all the more exciting.
True. Riot knows. Rito knows. Rito knows. Hey, we're gonna be stalling out your game just a little bit more because we want you guys to suffer through waiting in this beautiful map 3. So it's just gonna be a journey, and Nick is having some fun. Our producer exploring the map of Icebox right now in this observer mode, just observing the penguins and the snowman and all of the things. I know the chat can't see what he's doing, but it's times like these where you have to admire the creative artistic work of Riot Games.
It definitely gives us time to, look at the map design. I think, it's not something you take a lot of time to look at, but I had a moment a few weeks ago where we were on Haven before the map pool changed, and we were able to see some of the nice little decorations that were around the map. I think Riot does a really good job with bringing some life to different corners of the map here and there, but, when it comes down to it, we're here to play. We're here to get into it, and it looks like getting into it is exactly what we're about to do. There we go. We can see a little bit of a
The
cinematic view.
penguins! Woo! W Penguins.
It's just little things like that, like the snowman in the back of B that brought its own call out into the game. Makes the game a
Well,
little bit more fun to enjoy.
well, that one was kind of presented. That one was typed out, but like, hey,
Well,
did
yeah.
you know there was a ship here? Did you know there was this whole little freight area over here? I certainly did not. And look, these two guys are playing a fun game of, I don't know, rock, paper, scissors. But that's what the rock, paper, scissors game is going to be, is which site is going to be hit, and it looks like it's going to be B.
Again, we're seeing that very fast rotate from Event Horizon, making their way back on towards B here. Just one player on the whole map over on the right side at all. So we're seeing LED, but Vixter able to grab a couple headshots of his own. Xander finds another as well. Now it's just a 3v1 for LEG. Weiswallen does find two though, but Kenny's able to grab that last pick and bring round one to a fast little end here. And we're starting out strong with the post-round little banter here and there.
I don't think Kenny's deserves the name Kenny's anymore. I think it's literally just change the name to Shoot Bodies After Death, because that's, I think,
Well, we've seen
anytime
that for more
Kenny's
than just Kenny.
Sure, but I feel like Kenny started it, and that's after every time Kenny's wins a round and is alive. It happens. But, hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. So, although we can't do that either, because we love Valorant. And, we wouldn't be here if Valorant was not a thing. So, glad to be along for the ride. But it looks like this aggressive nature for LEG didn't work out last round. So, they're going to try to bring this one down and slow it down a little bit.
Absolutely. There was a lot of aggression on both team sides in that pistol round. Event Horizon was able to make use of it just a little bit more as Simulate was find that kill onto Xander. Very fast headshot, making work of that. And you'd think that LEG would rotate over quickly off that pick, but it looks like that's going to be Event Horizon doing that instead. And LEG, I think they're going to hear those footsteps. And they're going to be able to take space here. They're going to be able to take site and go for a plant. As Event Horizon is all rotated towards B site. LEG even going to get more aggressive here and start playing into mid. Get an angle that that maybe Event Horizon won't be expecting. And click shift, oh my goodness, misses a right click all the way, but Drain finds two headshots to make up for it. Vixter able to grab the kill with a Spectre. There's a little bit of HP to work with, but not a lot. Killjoy Port picks him up. Jar's able to get that kill with the Spectre, and now it's Kenny's and Jar against the three LEG players who are all back down towards the bottom of A main. That spike is ticking down, and here come the Killjoy mollies to stall it out a little bit. Kenny doesn't have enough HP to afford to go into those. And Jar does have a little bit HP to get aggressive, and it is going to do so. Finds a kill onto Annie Mall, but Simulate finds a matching one onto Kenny. Both Killjoys are not going to be down. Wow. Simulate able to pick up that last headshot onto Jar with the Sheriff. And he's going to grab that Spectre, but it's not going to make too much use of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can just admire the skin, I guess, right? That's what we're here for, admiring this game, right? That's kind of the whole thing that we got going on this team. But speaking of admiring Valorant, let's talk about those gun skins and how beautiful they sound. Just when Drain and Simulate both have one taps that are clean, and that one that one's not really on the game. That one's on the player there. They had some beautiful shots there, securing the round, and that was a round that Event Horizon should have won that on paper, and on the way it went for LAG, so really well played there, and their adaptations seem to work out.
Absolutely, you can't help but admire some of these plays that LAG is coming up with here. They're making those almost unexpected, those pretty much unexpected rotates towards the other side of the map. But Jar is expecting Simulate to be pushed up here and does get a little kill. But Riceball is able to get some spam through the smoke on the Jar. Let's able to get one onto Animal. Now it's going to be 3v3. Both killjoys are down, both duelists are down. That's not gonna make very much difference for Riceball, who's picked up his 3rd kill of the round. LEG gets that bomb
Last
down.
player standing.
Finds a 4th onto Xander. Finds a 5th. There's an ace for Riceball, bringing it home for LAG. Gonna get another kill to round off the round, and that's our 2nd ace of the night so far. We saw one from, I believe it was Kenny's earlier on Lotus, but now LAG has answered with their own ace.
And you said Riceballin was the player that you were looking for a little bit more from, and I think he got just that around that was, you know, forcing up those rifles and trying to do some damage to at least just the round counter, if you will, on Event Horizon, and they do just that. The ace, beautiful, and they save a few guns out of it, and now you have both of these teams with those full buys, so this should be where we have the most even round yet. Of course, we had a cheaper round, you know, a thriftier round go in way of LAG, so anything is possible in terms of credits and in terms of guns.
Absolutely. These rounds we've learned have been more of a decider than the pistol rounds have. Every map so far we've seen the more dominant team has won these almost pretty much, not so much bonus rounds, but the evenly matched economy rounds at the start of the half. Round 4, if you will. So both teams right now looking to make good use of those guns. They hang on to them if they die, but Riceballin makes quick use of Tootsie there. Gets a kill of his own. Jar finds Simulate close up. Not able to find a 2nd kill, but now it's just a 4v4 for both of these teams. LEG is going to start making their way over towards B site. Bring that rotate. See that harbor wall through mid. Puts a little bit of a question mark on Event Horizon's head. They have to stay a little bit closer towards mid, but here comes the Reckoning onto B site. It's going to take that space.
30
It's going to make
seconds.
a lot harder for Event Horizon to take a retake here. Clishus is going to find Xander on the way out, and he's going to be pushed up pretty far into sight. Going to be under that control there as Jar falls to Riceballin.
Spike planted.
Riceballin already has an ult to work with here, but is not going to need to use it. It's just 2 Event Horizon.
One enemy
Almost
remaining.
makes that one. Quickshift does end up making it that one. Now there's just Kenny's here to work against the 3 LAG players with plenty of util to work with. That bomb is ticking down. Time is going to start ticking down. He's going to get caught out by the recon dart, Kenny's, and he's going to have to back off. Going to have to play for that, save that Vandal that Event Horizon has been working so hard to get.
Yeah, and LAG, they look strong, and why is that? It's because they have.
No more silver.
Oh, okay. Well, Kenny's hasn't missed a beat, by the way. He's still just the absolute goat that was on his ace, by the way. Still that crispy aim, but you have to wonder if that crispy aim is on for Kenny's. What are they doing? And I don't mean that as a diss. I just mean that in the sense that Event Horizon, they're hitting their shots. The question is, what's going wrong in the chess game? Why aren't the pieces falling right together, and why are they getting caught off guard by LAG? So I guess Kenny's just needs to put the team on his back if he's got that aim, and maybe they're struggling a little bit, but also, hey, you're the only one with a rifle this round. Try and do a crap ton of damage, get those guns out from LAG. LAG, they're just trying to minimize damage and try and get another round on the board here.
You see that Event Horizon's playing pretty aggressively here. They're pushed out through A, but Clishus is going to find a kill on the Xander on the other side of the map. Simulate's going to find Jar as well. 2 players already fallen for Event Horizon. It's only been about 15 seconds so far in this game. Clishus knows that there's a player of Event Horizon's over on B, and LEG is going to try to push onto it. Gonna try to see if they can take out Tootsie and have sight control, but that right away but Cliffshift is gonna find that headshot eventually.
One enemy remaining.
They have sight to themselves. Victor
planted.
does get a pick onto Drain. Simulate is gonna grab the trade though. Oh my goodness, quite a nice kill onto Kenny's. Picking up that kill on the Simulate.
Turret's destroyed.
Not able to simulate the perfect outcome for that round, but Cliffshift is able to pick it up for him. around nice and quickly. And that's the last rifle down for Event Horizon, so they're going to have some econ to make up for here.
And some more friendly little banter, but you know, LAG, they are doing their work. They are, you know, they're saying, hey, we won map 2 for a reason, and it wasn't a fluke. It's not something that just is only gonna happen on Split. It's gonna happen on Icebox too. And yeah, maybe our Lotus was a little weak. Let's just say they weren't warmed up or something. LAG are looking strong right now, and for Event Horizon, they are struggling to find a response. Their response right now is this Viper ultimate, but there's only so much that can do. It's not like it's going to be killing 5 people, although I say that and then it could very well might.
Absolutely. Event Horizon has potential to make good use of the Viper's Pit here, but it doesn't look like LAG is going to push into it quite yet. They're going to see if they can catch someone off guard, see if someone is going to push through that, be a little over-aggressive. But speaking of over-aggressive, Jar is looking to get something through mid here. Animal is pushing up, but doesn't quite see anything. As LAG is going to start making their way back towards B, that Viper wall comes up. It's a little bit of a mystery. Salvador doesn't find anything useful. Animal does find something in mid, and Clickfist also finds a kill onto B, gets that operator down. Doesn't have a lot of HP left to work with. Xander's going to get that kill, get that trade. Now it's a 4v3 situation. Excuse me, make that a 3v2. Players falling on both sides, and LAG is going to have a little bit of an
30
upper
seconds
hand
left.
here as they're starting to take control onto A site. Up comes the harbor wall, blocking off that heaven. Going to have to push out through it. That's slow. Coming in here, but he does just jump down right onto Riceball and get that kill, making it look easy to take space there, but is going to fall. Similarly, picks up a 3k to end the round, making it 1-5.
I'm loving the wide variety of Prime Vandals I just saw on the floor there. It's just funny that we have like 4 different colors of Prime Vandals. But,
Very
you know,
good looking skin.
hey, I'll take it. And LAG, they will certainly take that round there, as those were some guns that were once again purchased by Event Horizon. They're now forced onto that weaker buy, and if the only round you can convert is that pistol round, you got eco'd. You got eco'd on the second round too, so you need a response, and I think the only way their mental is going to feel better is, you know, if they want to do it maybe right now with an eco of their own, but it's going to certainly be tough because that's the name of the game for an eco, and ClickShift will show you why.
Poison's off.
Absolutely. ClickShift was able to get that opening pick so early onto Jar, who was pushed up through B main. And now LAG knows that Event Horizon is pushed up, trying to be aggressive on the other side of the map, so they're going to take advantage of it and take over A. Kenny's is going to have work with here, but Riceball is going to be ready for it and finds the quick headshot. 5v3 now for Event Horizon. Let's see. That's a Marshall. But Riceball does find his second kill onto Xander. Fixer finds a trade, but Animal finds one right back. Event Horizon still doesn't have a lot of guns here to work with. Looks he might have to find a gun of his own that's not just a Marshall, so he has a little bit more aggressive potential, but right now just looking for something. And he is going to find the players, but not able to pick anything up. Animal going to put Tootsie back down on the ground. Now, we're seeing, once again, a pretty confident performance here from LAG, showing us why it was their map pick, and for the most part, Iceballin, 11-4. Big difference from his performance on the other 2 maps so far.
And I don't feel like necessarily they're playing the same playstyle as they were playing on Split. Split, you had a little bit more methodical than what this is, and I do think they are playing smart. They are trying to make that space and trying to determine what the best site is to be hitting, but it seems like they could probably get with whatever site they wanted to, and they would still be in luck. So you're going to see that mass rotate out from Event Horizon. They're trying to take this gamble, but again, is this all a fake? They're tapping the bomb, and they're backing off, so it very well could be in this KJ. It's going to lurk all the way up till A.
We saw a few aggressive plays over on Split. LAG able to make use of the raise on their side and take some space pretty quickly, but they don't have an aggressive duelist like that, so they're gonna have to be a little bit more methodical. Find a kill into Kenny's and Spawn, who's pushed up looking for something off the rotate. Now it's a 4v2 situation. Annie Maw has taken space. Oh, almost gets a kill on the Tootsie there, but out comes the Sova. The Sova ult does kind of a little bit of damage and able to get that kill in the jar actually. So now it's just 4v1 and Simulate is there to pick it up and that round. And yeah, like I said, they're not as explosive as they were onto Split, excuse my pun, because they didn't have Raze, but they still are able to work with what they got. Simulate's able to do plenty of space taking on his own with all that Reyna utility. And yeah, you can see from the scoreboard that it's working out for LAG pretty well.
Have we seen a timeout from Event Horizon this game?
Not yet. I think
Okay.
they might be waiting because I think they might, because you can see how they're already changing it up their defense a little bit here. They have more players stacked over towards A side. They might not be looking for an aggressive rotate right away. They're looking for more aggression down towards B, and Vixter does find it, gets a kill with that judge. Might be looking for another, but Riceball able to take him out with his shock dart. And now we're seeing some of that rotate from Event Horizon, but not the same thing. We're seeing Animal is over on A. As that lockdown comes down on B, it looks like LAG is going to start making their way back towards A. Animal just barely escaping the defender's noses here. Does find that kill on the Tootsie. It's going to make it a lot harder for Event Horizon to hold that space because they don't have their very valuable intel.
I suggest
Now
you
there's 4
move.
LAG players stacked up towards A. Here comes the Reckoning onto site. Now they're coming. They're making their space. Kenny's does find a kill on the drain, but Simulate finds a kill right back. Jar and Xander left alone on site. And the box on Simulate in a second on an Animal. Now there's just one person left for LAG. And Jar has made a name for himself here. He's made a lot of aggressive plays. He's picked off a few LAG players here and there. Made it a lot harder for Riceball to take space. That Reckoning is no longer available for making use of. And that Resurrection is going to come up on the side of Event Horizon. Going to make it into a 3v1. Make their economy a little bit more manageable, excuse me. But Riceball is going to make his way quickly over to B site. Has his work cut out for him. He's going to get that bomb down just in time.
10 seconds left.
Just barely ticking
Spike
down. About
planted.
10 seconds left when that bomb comes down. And Event Horizon is going to start making their way over towards B site. Riceball trying to play a little bit of aggressive there, but it doesn't quite work out for him. Jar picks his third kill of the round. Another round for Event Horizon that they have been desperately needing.
And I think that's all off the back of Jar there. I think that's really, really nice. And yes, you do lose that one player, but I do think that might have been an error for LAG, just on the sense of Animal got that one pick on main, said, okay, we got this one pick, but you also heard a second player there. So that doesn't mean you're free to rotate. Now, I guess that's why they invested that Harbor ultimate, but the shots don't go their way. There was no smoke up. There was no wall. So that was why kind of Jar was able to get those picks, and Event Horizon do manage to get that round on the board. But LAG, you might think, hey, we lost a round, but no worries. Let's just bounce back. It could be a fluke, but it's just it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Let's not worry too much about it.
Absolutely, and you're seeing how they placed both teams are placing down those Viper walls so early. Event Horizon is able to benefit a lot more from that because they don't have to adjust quite as quickly, and LAG does have that Viper wall down, which is keeping one player from Event Horizon over on B site. They're going to be pretty aggressive towards A, and they're going to try to get that bomb as soon as possible. Lockdown doesn't find any Event Horizon players, but Drain does find Xander on back site. Riceball finds another on Kenny's. So now it's just it's a 5v1 now. Event Horizon going to try to make do with what they've got, but Vixter does not have a lot of hope here. With so many LAG players stacked up, not even on site, they're all off site. They're all playing for those earlier angles. Vixter is having none of it. He's gonna wait, trying to see if LAG overextends here, gets something onto them. Does not look like that's gonna be what happens. I think this was a good answer for LAG. After losing last round, they were able to get a nice round win back, trying to win that mental game, trying to play off of that. No shooting bodies this round because there's still an Event Horizon player alive.
LAG, they just have that domination that they showed, and that one really went their way. They did lose that previous round, like you said, but they're saying, hey, we are still very, very much in control of this game, and LAG, they're just winning these rounds, and now you have to imagine, hey, we got Viper ult, let's just use that on post plant, and that's another free round secured. So this might just be another round that LAG will take for the better.
We're seeing more performance here from Simulate as well, and just as I say that, finds a nice kill on the Jar. Xander does find one to make up for it, but Simulate is already pushed up through sight, but does fall to the Marshall in back of sight. Because he has a gun of his own to work with, and is showing his dominance with the Marshall there, but Cliff Shift is able to make up for it. And he's just finding kill on the very next one, grabs the crate. They're falling both sides back and forth. Now there's just a 1v1 situation, and that bomb isn't even down yet. But Rice Ball has a choice here. He can stay on A and plant as he knows that Vixter is making his way over, and it looks like he's going to do just that. Maybe. He could rotate if he wanted to. He has that Viper wall to play off of. Seems to know that Vixter is there. Very close here. Both players just can't from each other. As Vixter gets, I think Rice Ball gets a little too over aggressive there, and Vixter is able to take him out, make it 3-8 as we're going to the last round of the half.
Yeah, if I am, Rice Ball in there, I'm thinking, hey, why did he just run through that wall, man? That's so troll. Why would he re-peek me and walk through his Viper wall? He can't see. I could just hold him. Yada 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 yada. It worked. That's why he did it. It worked. It caught you off guard, but LAG, they got 3 ultimates online. They should be winning this one. The only way that Event Horizon will stay in this game is if they are winning this round, and that's going to get them really nicely set up for this next half, but it's going to be tough. Once again, it's not the easiest of feats to take down the momentum that LAG has. They have a good start off the last round, but this could spell trouble.
And you see the Sova ultimate coming out does find Xander. Drain finds another kill with the ultimate, or the operator, excuse me. 2 players fallen from it already, but Jar finds a nice pick on the Simulate with the Guardian, stopping that Empress in their tracks, so they're not going to be able to utilize that ultimate either. And there goes the Viper's Pit as well. Quickshift falls to Kenny's. Both Vipers now down, and it's just a 1v3 situation, but there's no Viper's Pit for LAG. To make it a little bit easier for Kenny's, but now Animal is also pushed up into sight. Kenny's going to have his work cut out for him if he wants to take down LAG in this round, but there's a possibility here.
Yeah, there's very a possibility.
But it looks like LAG is more than ready, and there's the operator, eliminating that possibility. But there's still another half to go here. 3-9 for LAG Esports as they switch onto defense here as we go into the second half on map 3.
You could say they drained his chances there.
Absolutely.
But LAG, they get that one on the board. They're feeling pretty good. 9-3. So the curse is in the cards. Yeah, woo! But actually, you still gotta start with this pistol round. You gotta get that first round to get that curse activated, and it is going to be a tough story if they want to come back in this one. LAG have been looking really, really nice, but if it's one thing that Event Horizon can do, it is push. They can push, and they can look dominant when they do it. The question is, are they going to choose the right site, land their shots, and have the upper hand? Find out next on our next episode of Valorant Titans of Tier 3. Just kidding. You get it right now.
We're seeing, once again, some of the same stuff we saw in Lotus. Those aggressive rotates. And there's actually no players from LAG on A site at all. So Event Horizon is going to have no trouble taking control of it. They're going to be able to get that bomb down. And Vixter is going to be able to catch through here. He does see a few legs. Kenny's gets that kill onto Rice Ball very early on, making a 4v3 situation. A little bit of an unfortunate reload timing there as Quickshift finds a kill onto Vixter. But it's still a man advantage here for Event Horizon as Xander finds a kill onto Animal in mid. Now there's only 2 players left for LAG. They're going to try to push in here. That stage wall comes up. I think blocks off Jar's dash a little bit, but that's not going to make too much of a difference. Molly comes over, grabs vulnerable onto Xander, but LAG is still going to have to push up through that doorway, and Jar is ready for Simulate to do it. Finds the headshot through the doorframe there. Quickshift left alone in a 1v4 situation. Jar pushing out. Quickshift manages to grab a headshot, but not much more besides that. And Quickshift is going to have to run for his life here. He has a molly to work with, but not able to do anything else with it, as all 4 of Event Horizon's players are going to fall to the bomb. So it's a, a net 0 for both teams here going into the second round, but one has a little bit more common than the other.
Yeah, and dying to bomb will get you those credits at the end of the day. So hey, if it works, good for you, I guess. But you know, some big picks coming out there. You had the plant and all 5 picks going in favor of Event Horizon. So they do that really well, and now they have this upper hand in this half. But again, what did they do that made them win that round? They just kind of straight up pushed. They noticed that, hey, B site, not our site. We don't want to go there just yet. Let's just move it on over to A. And that's exactly what they did. What I want to see from LAG here is to take this free space that they got on A. Yes, you know that if they're not rushing, they might just be delayed rushing or who knows it. But they went for that fake last round. So you got to be aware of that as well.
Absolutely. LAG knows from sound cues and all this util that's coming out that Event Horizon is trying to make their way on the B site. And here they come rotating through CT, but Event Horizon is going to be able to get the bomb down before LAG is able to make it over, and they're going to have to space. Uzi, oh my goodness, finds a kill through the Viper wall with the Marshall, making good use of the gun that he got from last round. The Simulate finds a trade right back with the Sheriff. Might be able to pick up that Marshall, but Xander is watching like a hawk. Stinger, close to quick shift, does find one. Jar finds Simulate to pick up the second, and Animal is left in a 3v1 situation. Not able to get to defuse the bomb in time. Unfortunately broke the tank wall, which was his only protection from the people in main. Her only protection, excuse me. And now we're seeing a little bit of the tides are turning just ever so slightly for Event Horizon here. If you're Drain on LAG, then maybe you're not so nervous about that. But if you're Event Horizon, then you're excited.
Yeah, I mean, LAG, they're getting those rounds, and now they're not. So, of course, it's all going to come down to this round. This is the bonus round. This is the whoever's going to win this round is going to carry the momentum for the rest of the half round. Now, obviously, Event Horizon do have that extra chance because they do have that extra buy in their pocket. But a little nice little dart tag through that smoke will allow them to walk up B main.
Absolutely, Event Horizon is going to be able to take a little bit of space here. LAG trying to see if they can get a pick through the wall maybe, but not able to find anything. As Event Horizon is going to get that bomb down. There's still 2 players of Event Horizon's side over on A site, so maybe they're looking to get a pick and rotate. We'll see. LAG starting to commit just ever so slightly. For B site, so we're going to get the wall right away. Rice Ballon does find a kill onto Victor on A site. I don't think they know that Kenny is over there. Well, never mind. I guess they found him. Rice Ballon finds a second kill of the round. Now it's a 3v5 situation for Event Horizon. They still don't have that bomb down. They didn't get it down when they were waiting for those rotates to happen, and they lost both of their team players. So now all of LAG is going to be making their way back towards B site. As Click just finds 2 more onto Event Horizon. Now it's just Tootsie left in 1v5. That spike is dropped. Tootsie does find a kill into Quick Shift. Has to reload. Has to play back a little bit, try to get some picks. Spike is down, and Animal is going to go for the defuse. Drain finds that kill on the Tootsie, and that's going to be the end of that round for Event Horizon. And we're going in. LAG has a lot more to work with in terms of guns, and Event Horizon might be hurting for their econ here a little bit.
Still doing okay because they did win those first 2 rounds, and they luckily bonused there, but Event Horizon, they got the Sova ult online, so it's going to be big. I think that's going to definitely be their thing to kind of convert this round if they want to do so. And for LAG, it's just about converting these rounds now, making them go your way. And, you know, this may sound simple, but not making dumb decisions. You don't want to jump into a 1v3. You don't want to accidentally not clear a corner, because sometimes that will be what costs you a round and sometimes the full-on game.
Absolutely. Now we're seeing Event Horizon more aggressively towards A-Site here. Here comes that Hunter's Fury towards the back of A-Site, trying to find some players who are probably in more predictable spots, but not going to see Drain. The Jar is going to see him instead. Rice Ballon's going to find a kill on Jar. Through the wall, Kenny is there to pick up the trade. Players falling on both sides. Now it's Simulate has found 2, finds a third. Now it's just a 3v1 situation. Kenny's stuck in a corner, able to find Simulate, able to get another kill, a very valuable kill. And it's just a 1v1 situation right now, as Kenny's just trying to take out any Maul before anyone else shows up, but he can run out of time. Quickshift is going to find the headshot. Going to make it 5-11 for LAG Esports.
Yeah, and who was it exactly? It was Vixter, I think. Kind of ran through his wall there and just said, "Hey, here I am. I'm gonna shoot you in the face," and then he gets absolutely domed. And that's what happens when you re-peek out of somewhere where they know you are. No coordination, no flashes, no swings together. So that will cost you your life and will give LAG the upper round in this one. And now, the upper buy as well. Yes, you have a few guns in their favor, but this Jet with just a classic, hoping to get this forward for knives. But I think Lag know that, so that'll be interesting to see if they try and protect the sword.
Looks like they're going to try to play for whatever they can here. Event Horizon just desperate to make a play. Keep as many rounds away from LAG as they can. Every round matters, especially this far into map number 3 on this series. And they're going to be pushed off B site a little bit. Event Horizon looking to maybe grab something more towards A site. But we see that something interesting here. Vixter is pushed way up towards mid. Looking to get a kill on a rotate, and he is going to do exactly that. Find the headshot onto quickship. But he's going to get caught in the back by Drain. Riceballen, though, finds 4 quick kills onto Event Horizon. Is going to make that match point and series point for LAG Esports with a very, I'd say, handy economic lead over Event Horizon right now.
I don't even know what just happened that past round. All I know is Riceballen got 4, and I might not even want to question it, but hey, if it works, it works. I would certainly love a 4K in my games. I'm sure they're happy about that one, and they're happy to move on to map and series point here, forcing Event Horizon into this almost full buy, but not quite yet, so they got to be feeling confident going into this.
Riceballen finds a very early pick on the jar there. Going to make this push for Event Horizon a little bit more difficult because they don't have that quick space. Someone who can take space very quickly. Vixter does find a kill into Animal, but player's going to fall on both sides. Riceballen going to find another kill on the Tootsie, and now, once again, 1v3 situation for Kenny's with a Guardian. Does find that kill onto Clickshift, make it 1v2. He has some space to push in here. Does find the Sova drone. He's going to get caught out by that. Simulate going to pick up that final kill and bring this series to an end. 2-1 LAG Esports. Congratulations.
Yeah, GG. You had LAG doing some work there. It was great. They kind of adapted, I would say, to Event Horizon's play style. Event Horizon, they came out strong on that first map of Lotus, and then they kind of got their game plan swept away a little bit. They pulled up the whiteboard that said, "Hey, this is what they're doing right now. Let's write it down. Let's figure that out." And they managed to do that successfully. So that's going to be 2-1 on the day. It was a lovely little map 3 going too, but at the end of the day, it seems like LAG just have full control of that series and they take it home.
Absolutely. I think LAG was able to show us why they chose those 2 maps that they did. Having that map 3 pick was very important to them, and they were able to show their dominance on Icebox. Yeah, like you said, they did a very good job adjusting to Event Horizon's very tricky play style, almost mind gaming in a sense. And there we go. We see 5-13 for LAG Esports, and like I said, Riceballen bringing in that performance on Sova, 27-9. I think the highest ACS we've seen so far this series with 437 and 3 first kills. Very impressive performance.
Yeah, and I think LAG, they moved to 6-1 on the season. Event Horizon, they moved to 4-3, so they fall down a little bit. But you have to think LAG, they are doing some beautiful stuff, and they will be a strong contender to take this one all the way and win the championships during playoffs. But of course, we'll have to wait a little bit for that one to come in. But yeah, the scoreboard, like you were saying, it's just Riceballen. It's Riceballen at the end of the day. 437 with that ACS. Absolute demon on the field. It's just beauty, pure beauty.
You're absolutely right. Icebox is such a strong map for Sova as well. Able to get a lot of use out of his intel, especially. We saw some key Hunter's Fury plays as well, where he was able to get some tags on the other team, get a lot of damage in. That 80 damage per hit, even if it's hard to land in the first place, does a lot for your team when you're able to get that damage in. So Riceballen even got probably some assists onto this ACS there for that for that extra score. And you see no one else in the lobby is even over 300. So really showing how much value that Sova is worth and how much of a dominant performance that Briceballin has pulled off for this particular map.
All right. I am not entirely sure if we're going to have an interview for you guys. So I will let you know as soon as I find that out. We will figure that out shortly, but just in terms of this overall game, it is just massive how the turnaround really from map 1, really you just had domination from Event Horizon, and then it flips the script, and you have beautiful gameplay coming out from LAG. It is just wondrous what they did. They reset their mentals, they adapted their play styles, and yeah, they're gonna just come out on top. But we will have an interview for you guys. It'll be quick shift from LAG, so we will have an interview for you. We are going to be right back as we set up for that. So don't go too far. We're going to take a little peek with the winners.
Can't stop me now. I got no rival. I'ma find my way through the blood and pain game of survival. Anytime or place, watch 'em run away. I got no. I'll be standing on my own. Never gonna take my phone. I got no rival. Watch 'em run away.
dry.
All right, and welcome back to Titans of Tier 3. We just witnessed an electric match between Event Horizon and LAG Life's a Game Esports. And I gotta say, it was a very, very entertaining series, but ended pretty definitively, going 2-1 for LAG Esports on Icebox for the decider.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, and XPJ and I are here with Click Shift, who we saw on Viper with a very nice picture, bringing to the interview. So yeah, Click Shift, welcome in. Welcome, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a good series, very fun. So looking forward for more.
Absolutely. Looked like you guys were having a lot of fun out there, which is great. All right, so my first question for you, Click Shift, is we noticed that in the Lotus game we saw a very dominant performance from Event Horizon. But as the series went on, you guys started to win a lot more. I feel like you guys were adjusting to Event Horizon's playstyle a little bit better. Did you guys make any like purposeful changes around Event Horizon's playstyle to help you guys win a few more rounds here and there?
I don't think there was much of a shift. We kind of started reading them towards the second half, but at that point we let them take it. It was more or less of a charity game. We were just having some fun, getting warmed up, like a warm up scrim. Whereas everybody was kind of rolling out of bed, getting warmed up. We just had it out, fielded out, had a good time. So it was a pretty fun game.
Yeah, awesome.
That's
And
good.
and yeah, I kind of want to play off of that just a little bit. You're throwing some slight blows, right? But that's always fun. And how do you think that the banter kind of the BM, the shooting of the bodies, it's not toxicity, it's all fun and games, and
Oh
everyone's
yeah.
just trying to have fun. So how do you think that had effect on kind of on the play style? Do you think it had an effect on those mentals between games?
Absolutely, absolutely. After the first game, we got felt a little disrespect coming from the other side, and they were getting a little too cocky. So we decided, let's just sit down, focus up, and ruin their day.
Well, you guys put up a pretty impressive performance. You guys are doing very well in this league. Are you guys excited for playoffs?
Oh, for sure, for sure. We're definitely seeing the playoffs in our horizons. That's for sure.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. You guys did awesome today. Both teams did very well. Looking forward to seeing you guys in playoffs.
Thank you, thank you. We're very excited. We'll be ready, and we'll be there.
All right.
Click Shift, any last words? Anything you want to say? Any shout outs to anyone who might be watching?
Shout out my family, my dog in the photo in his birthday sweater, and of course the team. They're doing great every week. We're improving. Everybody's getting better. Everybody's killing it. Great performances from everybody today.
All right. Thank you, ClickShift, for the wonderful game that you've played for us today. And thank you for joining us on this broadcast. But that's going to be it for us today at Titans of Tier 3. We are donezo. So now it's kind of just about moving on to the next game. These teams, you'll see them again. You'll see them in the playoffs. But right now, we got another game starting at about 9 p.m. EST. So don't go anywhere too far. And never mind, the game got canceled. Psych, I'm a liar. I don't have to do anything at 9 p.m. So you won't see me. And at least for today, the
All
next game
right.
will be
We will
Monday.
see you next at Monday at 8 p.m. EST. All right. Hope you guys all have an amazing night.